See.
Phil, your days are done. And now I'm gonna masturbate. What's going on? Because breasts.
Yes!
It's time to talk about a man. A man with an ass. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man with an ass. Yeah. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man who had a burst of May 1st. Why? Because he had a thirst. He stroked his dong until it burst. The camera was on, it was on the whole time, so everyone saw him stroking from behind. Oh yeah. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man with an ass. Support his family. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Please tip him for those groceries. Philip Burnell, he thinks you want to know about his day off, but you really don't. But he's Phil. He gets a thrill out of stroking his little Phil. Until he shoots a load that will spill on his DualShock 4. Oh no, he's Phil. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man with an ass. Oh yeah. Philip Burnell is a man. Delusions of grandeur, yeah. Philip Burnell is a man on Twitter. Pulsating chicken sandwiches are unsatisfactory to this man, even though he ate crappier stuff on his show. Oh no, he's Phil. Undercooked pizza, that's his thrill, but don't put too much sour cream on his sandwich. I meant honey mustard because he's Phil. He had a thrill. He didn't like his sandwich because the cheese did spill, but that wasn't cheese, it was honey mustard. Lay a turd out of his butthole.
Philip Burnell.
I don't know what that means. Suck a turd out of his butthole. And now he's gonna masturbate.
Cannot support his family. Look, it's not... Well, it actually is funny what happened to him. I don't want to see him not be able to work. But of course, this happened in the most Phil way possible. So apparently, I just think someone's hacking him. But he thinks, from what the little I've looked into it, Phil, he thinks that there's a detractor that works at Comcast. Which, if there is some very off chance that there is, that is absolutely amazing. But here we are. I saw this going on today as I was doing stuff. Oh my god. And now we have a man who has conspiracy theories. And we already have 500 people. Oh, the camera's on. Camera's been on the whole time. So he can't... I don't understand. He says that he can't work. But, oh, VGC. This is why I like getting the notifications, but you guys end up becoming fucking relentless. TSP Docs, man. I saw that. I was like, oh, God, Phil, what are you doing? So now his ex-girlfriend, who's his ex probably for a reason, is like, all right, I'm sucked back into this shit now. Great. DSP recording it live at Emrgency. I need your support. Emergency, we're on Bedcott 1. This is not a drill. Imagine Burger King made a DSP cum burger, and they probably would. Everything that involves Phil minus Phil makes money. There are podcasts based around watching Phil that get more concurrent viewership than me. There are channels dedicated to Phil. Rich check that it is about the person who did it posted proof on key that it was him. Okay, is there anything there that would like give out information though? Is JP from Grandma's Boy? I'm not sure who that is. You got an emergency alert for Phil. Oh man. So this is the situation right now. I'm sure other stuff as I'm streaming will come up. Maybe even Phil will come. So here we are.
Breasts.
Phil is a man with an emergency.
Dr. Sex E. Coco donated $15. Last time I heard an air raid siren was on October 7th in Jerusalem, and it was followed by real explosions instead of explosions of satisfaction.
Shit. Yeah, you were there.
Feels like I can't work. Meanwhile, he's still ST Fessoming cuss. He has 2 networks. Just use the other one, moron.
But you think he has the technical capability? Did you see him? There's like old clip of Phil explaining 3D. Okay. How 3D TVs work. He said everything in life is actually 2D. You're going to get him to reroute his equipment to go from his other modem? Come on. I'm going to have to eat Phil's. Oh, God. Why would you want to eat his Haku? Or any... I don't know. You don't want Phil blowing load in your face.
Because, to be clear, I don't like drama. I didn't want to make this video. I'm supposed to be doing my standard broadcast today. As you can see, here's my setup. I'm supposed to...
Yeah, he's coming on tomorrow. He says anyone who's willing to debate him, I'm like, hey, I'll take you up on it.
...be doing a podcast, playing a video game, and I'm not unable to do that because my internet has been compromised and keeps getting interrupted or reset. Okay? So allow me to tell you a story because
Oh, fact was Phil. So wait. There's a detractor working at Comcast and it's actually true? That person's an idiot. They're going to get fired now. Just because you want to fucking dunk on Phil, unless you hate your job. Which maybe that's it. And they're like, hey, this will be an interesting... Hey, if they're looking to get fired, they'll definitely be remembered. That's for shit sure. If you're like, you know what? Fuck this job. And I don't like Phil. I get to troll Phil and get fired. See ya. That's fucking crazy. I love Napoleon Dynamite CB96. It's up there, along with the Big Lebowski. Day 2 of asking for Carlos plushie. Well, I can't... Dude, we'd have to get it from a separate menu. We'd have to get like 1 billion of them. That's the problem. They won't make them per diem. So it may Sleepy Joe. It may not actually be interesting. Interesting stuff. Joe Biden has been briefed. Could you imagine? And he held a press conference. Oh, yeah, because he's too much... He doesn't realize that he's not keeping his computer updated. It's still on 8.1. It's not even supported anymore. He kicked and dragged his feet to update it to 8.1 when there was like 2 months left of support. Oh, God.
I need to tell you the background story in order for this to make sense. However, my internet likely will go down while I tell this story, and if it does, I am recording this locally and will upload this to the YouTube channel after the fact so that you are aware of what's
Yeah, I tried to super chat Phil and ask him to call Bill Gates, and he blocked me.
really going on.
Well, I actually also said in a smaller super chat too that maybe he scratched his leg with the camera on. then he blocked me
In its full entirety without being interrupted. Okay? My tale I'm about to tell you is going to sound very creepy, and it's going to sound very weird, but it's very true, and I have evidence to back it up. Okay? So, over the years, as I've been a live streamer, you know, here on YouTube, as I said, there's certain people who don't like me for various different reasons, and we're not here to discuss that. What we're here to discuss is what I've been through. Because over the years, on and off, I have had...
I guarantee you, JD TV, the person who did it didn't want to work at their job anymore. It was just like, yo, I'm done. This is a good way to go out. You got a Bruno t-shirt for Terrence. Maybe I will.
Internet issues. My internet all of a sudden resetting and going
You
down
saw
out of
me in his
nowhere.
chat.
Things being messed up in my modem. And there's been multiple times over the years where I've had to involve my ISP, who is Comcast. Now, Comcast is the parent company. They have divisions. Xfinity is the division that is for residential service, but I have 2 business line internets in my home. Okay? So I deal with the Comcast business portion of them. I don't deal with anything Xfinity whatsoever. So if I have a problem, I have to call Comcast business customer support and go through that process. All right? Now, they're a little different. They have...
Captain Over-explaining strikes again. Why? Just explain what happened. It's like that video we're probably going to finish watching tonight where he gets a sandwich and he's just holding up the box for like fucking 15 minutes. Dude, how the hell do you explain just holding a sandwich for 15 minutes? I don't even know how that's possible, but Phil finds a fucking way. What will Phil do when Steam no longer supports... Well, he doesn't really play games on PC. Dude, he will not... He's the same with everything, man. There was a stream last night that we may watch. Not the stream, but the videos where he was... From 2010 on, people were telling him back in 2010, Phil, it's time to go over to a capture card. In 2010, I think the guy who live streamed, because there's that Pig Go, I think it's called, and you could search for keywords from Phil. And the guy was like, a normal streamer, maybe they'll mention like a couple times, a handful of times that they switched over to an upgraded, like they went from camera to capture. Phil talked about direct capture. The keyword was found over 1,500 times. He's fucking Rain Man. And the excuses he was giving about were so ridiculous. Like, I was just like, what was I doing? I was playing RoboCop or something like that. And I'm like, this is... No, he talked about it over like 1,000 times. Literally 1.5 million, 1.5 thousand, 1,500 times. I can't say it right. Who, Phil? He's not barbecuing. I missed your super chat. I am sorry, Cosmic.
Breasts.
No, I answered that, but the Bruno t-shirt?
Dr. Sex E. Coco donated $15. This is Dr. Coco with the CDC. We are aware of the situation regarding Philip Burnell, and are currently holding an emergency sessions of Congress to discuss how the federal government will respond to this attack against Phil. I will keep you informed.
I'm telling you, they're going to find out that it was someone that wanted to quit anyway, if it is actually an employee.
have 24/7 support But if you call after hours, you end up talking with someone who's across the globe who doesn't have the same access and or power to do things as if you call during business hours. So technically, even though they have 24/7 support, if you call after normal like office hours, they can't help you with anything. Okay? They just, okay, well, tomorrow something will happen, right? So anyway.
It's all good.
There's been many times in the 9.5 years now that I've had Comcast business where something's going on with my internet and we can't figure out what the deal is. Is there something in the lines? Is there some malicious activity going on? You know, most of the time what ends up happening is a tech comes out to the house. They look at the modem. They look at everything. They can't really figure anything out. A lot of the times we just do like a hard modem swap and it fixes the issue. Or we think it does. Okay? I have not had any consistent internet issues in a while. So, you know, because this person is maliciously doing this to me over and over. Okay? So right now, as I am talking with...
Wait, Duty had to jump cut this? And it's still 30 minutes? Oh my god. This man is Captain Over-Explain.
You. The internet just reset. Okay, now I think it's coming back, but it's going to keep doing that. Watch, it's going to keep going out, coming back over the course of the stream.
Okay,
as I told you it would.
Okay.
All right, so for those live, you're coming back. This is going to happen multiple times probably during this stream. There's nothing you can do about it. If it happens, just deal with it. It should come back within a minute or two. Okay? Okay? All right, but I'm recording locally, so I'll keep going now. All right? So.
Yeah, Comcast left him powerless. Just like Amazon.
Here's what's going on.
Breasts.
And here is basically how all of this came to light in the last 30
I'll
days
get to
or
that
so.
in a second.
Okay? So it's kind of weird because every once in a while, all right? Every once in a while, something very weird will happen at a very important time, right? I'll be in the middle of something very, very important. Like I'm on a podcast that's super important. Or, you know, I'm in the middle of a great big marathon and there's important stuff going on. And all of a sudden my internet will go out. And everyone's looking at it like, what? Well, isn't it weird that Phil's internet always works until there's like a really important thing going on and then all of a sudden it doesn't work, right? Like what's going on with that? So it's weird because everyone's, you know, saying, is it paranoia or is it just that, you know, it's bad luck? Like what is it that's actually going on, right? Don't know. We don't know what's going on with this. What's causing it, all right? So if you guys remember, a little over a month ago, I want to say it was October 26, 2023. Because, by the way, today is November 28th, 2023, just to document the date and time.
Yeah, emergency. Emergency bursting mess. Kind of weird how he's so ready and eager to show his personal internet account, but won't show his phone to prove it wasn't. That is a good point. That is an excellent point. I mean, we knew the way he was acting, he was guilty, but that's so true. He'll like show personal info with other stuff right away to show it's really going on, but he can't show his username in a mobile game that will lead to absolutely nowhere. He always gives himself away, though, so why am I not shocked?
Here. About a month ago,
What's up,
my internet
UFO?
kept going out during a live stream.
Breasts.
And no one, like, what is going on? Why does it keep happening? There's one thing, there's a
Dr.
blip in the line.
Sexy Coco donated $15. Right now, while we navigate this difficult time, the CDC, in conjunction with the BFI, is urging all Americans to shelter in place. Please avoid confronting Phil for fear of him bitching more. President Biden will address the nation shortly. Pray for Phil.
Like I was saying last night, he probably complains to his dick to keep it hard while he's jerking off.
There's noise in the line, you'll see the internet connection go like this. It'll be like, oh, you're in the green, now you're yellow, now you're red, now you're orange, now you're green, now you're yellow, now you're red. It'll just keep going like this, right? But in this case, all right, the internet just goes flat out, dead, signal drops, then has to reconnect, then signal drops, then has to reconnect. So this has happened to me before, and I'm thinking it's a DDoS attack, or DDoS attack, meaning someone somehow has gotten my IP address, and they're sending packets of data to knock me off the internet. But the weird thing about that is, when you get DDoS attacked, you can see that in your modem or router settings. Like you can go inside of your modem or router and you can actually look at settings and you can see, you know, like, oh, packets of data hit the firewall or whatever. So you can tell when that's happening. There's actually evidence of it.
How do you know all this, but you can't fucking put an SSD? What's up, Mike Wells?
And there's no evidence of that. All right. So that whole day, I was trying to figure this out. We couldn't figure it out. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to work or whatever. This really sucks. So if you remember, the next day was my day off. It was a Thursday, but then Friday I had a Comcast Business tech come out here. What happened was that afternoon I called Comcast Business. I explained the situation to them, and of course they say, well, we don't know what's going on. We can't tell from our end. I mean, no kidding, right? All they can do is remotely test your modem. You know, run a few tests. If you wonder what I'm doing, I'm decompressing my back. They could run some tests. They could do some things remotely to try to figure out what's going on, but they don't really have the ability to do much. You know, it's really, they have to have a tech come out to your house. And I will tell you this, techs that are, you know, under Comcast usually are very intelligent, very nice people, and they do their absolute best to help you out the most they can when they're at your home. Okay? So, they sent out a tech that Friday.
Wait, what did he do? This is only 4 minutes ago. Hold on. I'm not just not...
Breasts.
DBZ King 119 donated
I missed
$15.
StreamLabs.
This is DBZ head of the FCC, in a joint operation with DR Sexy Coco of the CDC codenamed Operation May 1st first to get to the bottom of this. President Biden has been briefed and will deploying a team consisting of Dr. Sexy Coco and myself.
Hold on 1 second. I want to... Sorry. There we go. Now I'm logged in. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, TBC, I see you. Now I see you. There was someone else here. There is a doctor at CDC collaborate just announced for PS Portal subwoofer butt plug. We will be doing an unboxing review in the main channel. So you're basically doing like, well, I think it was Kotaku that shoved a Joy-Con up their ass. Lossless proprietary sound sync to feel real sound.
Breasts.
Well, feel it in your ass.
Gabe 831 donated $15.
Yeah, I
Phil
heard about
doxed
this,
his phone
Gabe.
number during this stream as well. I know 'cause I called it using text now to see if it really was his, and Phil Burnell's voicemail answered.
Hello, this is Philip Burnell, successful content creator. Oh, Jesus Christ. That guarantee you. Because like I said, you know, if he gets a real job. Anyway, I'm going to shut up that he will tell everybody how amazing he was on here.
So now 672 says, oh, 30 months, no big deal, I guess. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, 672 has hit his 30-month anniversary as a member here on this channel.
Wait.
Okay, let's continue.
Did he just mock someone for being a member for proactively paying for over 2 years? Do you think that person's going to continue being a member? I honestly hope not. Hopefully it's because he said not a big deal. I don't know. He seemed like he was being a dick there, and Phil's not a good actor.
So now 672.
Oh my God.
To my house, all right, in order to look at what was going on with my internet. So this would have
The guy's a big simp, so he won't go anywhere.
been like October 28th or something like that, okay? And you guys know because I was on the stream and I said, okay, when the tech's here, I'm going to go offline or whatever. So
What's
the tech
up,
showed
Josh Jones?
up,
How are you?
testing everything, trying to figure everything out. He's like, there's nothing wrong with the lines. There is nothing wrong with your modem. He says, so let's go into the modem and look at settings and things.
Yeah, I had Comcast for a teeny tiny bit. No. I forgot who I had, but it wasn't Comcast.
And he goes in there and he's like, what, what is all this? Like, do you know what any of this stuff is? And I'm like, I don't know what this stuff is. All right. So what I would like to do, so to show you the first piece of kind of evidence of stuff that's going on with me, this is what he finds inside of my modem. You ready? Now, I don't know how big this is going to be. I'm probably going to have to blow it up. Okay. So the bottom is just, it shows what devices are connected locally. There's no information there that's important. But what you should look at is the information at the top. Someone had gone into my modem, all right, and actually set up content blocks, content filtering, all right, in order to prevent me to go on certain websites. And they blocked certain words inside of my modem. All right. So they wanted to prevent
insane.
me from going.
That is insane. Let's just keep it up. Let's just keep it a buck for a minute. That is pretty fucked. Like, that's wrong, man. You don't like Phil, you don't like Phil. Don't do shit like this. Sorry.
To YouTube. They wanted to prevent me from going to Twitter. They wanted to prevent me from being able to access my PayPal. And they wanted to block the words Twitter, Phil, and DSP Gaming so I would have no access at all to that content. All right? So, I mean...
Well, here's the thing. He put it out there. He did it on his channel. It kind of ain't my problem. Not kind of. It's not.
Of course this was confusing. Here I'm thinking my internet's going down. It's not.
It's just amazing how he's so, like someone said before, he's so protective of certain things, but other things, here, I'll prove this to you. Here's my address, my phone number, my blood type. I thought, what happened, Phil?
Someone actually went into my modem and changed the settings, unbeknownst to me, without my permission, to filter content. Okay? And you might say, well, that's creepy. Yeah, it is. Because you got to wonder, who has access to the modem? Well, when you think about it, who would? Me? Or my ISP, Comcast? That's it. There's literally no other way that you can get into that modem. All right? No way. And the thing is that you could argue, well, maybe you've had that modem for so long, someone got the information. No, I've swapped modems multiple times and everything. Right? No. And so I went ahead with that Comcast tech, and we looked at the logs, and
he looked at the logs. He looked at the logs. You know what? That's it. There's been many good suggestions, but that one pushed me over the edge. Looked at the logs. You're going to look at my logs. Oh, man. Him and Derek looked at the logs. For those of you that are new here, since there's almost 1,200 people watching, I occasionally... There's people who have a lot of good suggestions. It's just like to do what I'm doing right now, and I'm going to use a Phil word, quote-unquote, derail the stream, is the reason why I'll be like, oh, if I remember later, and usually I don't. But he said, look at the logs. He said, look at the fucking logs. So we're getting that sample now. All right, Phil, we're looking at the logs. Yes, I got an MP3, good. And it's around 7 minutes. We got that. You'll see what I'm doing here. There's nothing wrong with looking at the... Oh, no, what did I do? There was another sound there, and I intertwined it with Phil. DSP needs your help. Oh, I can't do the help he does. All right, so around 7 minutes. Come on. Man, God, his volume is so... Phil, compressors and gain. Learn it. Jesus Christ.
my ISP, Comcast. That's it. There's literally no other way that you can get into that modem. All right? No way. And the thing is that you could argue, well, maybe you've had that modem for so long, someone got the information. No, I've swapped modems multiple times and everything, right? No. And so I went ahead with that Comcast tech, and we looked at the logs. We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs.
Ooh, shit.
We looked at the logs. 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 We looked at the log.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Because you'll see. Copy.
We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs.
We'll do a little fade in here. Process fade in.
We looked at the logs. We looked at the log.
And now because Phil doesn't know what volume is to save his life.
We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs.
The United Horse Foundation donated $15. The United Horse Foundation has been briefed on the current situation by Dr. Coco. To do our part, we will be introducing a new seltzer immediately, made with 100% fresh horse semen. All proceeds will benefit the May 1st Foundation. Hashtag horsebrand seltzer.
You have an obsession with horses coming in seltzer. Don't buy Amaranth's beer. DSP and EDP both put their logs on the internet. That is, well, Phil jiggled his balls on his YouTube channel. That's a true story. Sup, Rich and chat. Hope you're all having a good day. Have a booty call first in 5 years from me. See, I'm over them now. I think 25-year-old Army vet took some edibles, may take a third. Well, dude, have fun, man. Enjoy it. Spread those cheeks and go to town.
We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs. We looked at...
See, what's weird is he has like this... Let me see. Process. It will go back to the video now, I promise. Fade out so it doesn't have that snap.
Logs. We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs. We looked...
So it fades nice and clean. We'll save that as... Let me go to this screen, because if I go to Dropbox... File, save as... And we looked at the logs. My soundboard folder. We're going to name it Phil Logs. Phil Logs. Wave, good, and boom. All right, so we'll get rid of... Actually, we'll get rid of the alarm sound effect, because I'll never use that again. I was just using it for the intro of that stream. Now you see why I don't do this that often. Let me find Phil Logs. Phil Flop, Phil Fuck, Phil Howard, Phil Howard, Phil Logs. Here we go. And of course, my other finger hits the mouse and it unclicks it. That's great. Overlap. No fade.
We looked at the logs.
We looked at the logs, baby.
We looked at the logs.
There we go. Exciting. Mind-blowing. ReviewTechUSA secrets exposed. So we looked at those logs.
We looked at the logs.
Let's continue. You guys can see, right?
In the logs, it said...
In the logs.
It's right in the logs of that modem. It is a Comcast employee that logged into the modem and made those changes. It says it right there. It doesn't say customer login or anything. It says their own rep login. They did it. Okay?
I don't have the sucker turd.
So, we have the evidence. We looked at the logs. Plain as day. We have evidence that this is happening. That someone at Comcast,
said it in that corny ass Phil voice,
by
NYC.
that company, my ISP, has access to my modem and is going into my modem and changing settings and doing things. Okay?
Why does it have to be someone from Comcast, though? Couldn't it be someone who hacked into your, got your IP address and hacked into your modem's firmware?
So this was October 28th, okay, that this happened. And basically, the tech that was here was dumbfounded. He's like, dude, I've never seen anything like this before. Obviously, this is crazy. He called his manager, who's the regional tech manager out here in Washington or whatever, told him the whole story. He, of course, was dumbfounded, had never heard anything like this. He says, so here's what we're going to do. He says, there's two things that can be done. He says, number one, we're going to obviously launch an investigation into this, okay? And we'll let you know, you should get a call or whatever, or, he even gave me the regional manager's number and said, you can call the regional manager as a follow-up, if you're not hearing anything concrete from us, to say what's going on, we'll let you know, okay? So this was October 28th, I was told this. Now, the other thing that you can do, if you absolutely are in a situation here where, it keeps happening, you can go buy your own modem. Like, you can go buy a cable modem. That's not ours. And if you buy a cable modem that's not Comcast, then it's your own property. They can't log in. They can't mess with the settings. They can't do anything to it because it's not our modem.
Yeah, but that means you would have to have technical skill, which Phil does not have in the slightest whatsoever. 80-year-old grandmas have more technical skill than Phil. So do you think he's going to do that? No!
So you have the option to do that. And I'm like, yeah, but is it really fair that I should have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars to buy my own cable modem to avoid this? Okay.
It's not hundreds of dollars.
Okay. Right? So.
Dude, you'll spend $50 fucking dollars. He's so weird. He'll spend $50-something on a sandwich. Literally. Someone did the math for that sandwich that he had. We're going to watch more of that video. But you won't spend it. Oh, Christ.
And by the way,
the Jostler has become a member.
Hey, I'm going to. Can I disable ads on this fucking thing? I'm going to try to disable. Anytime I see an ad, I'm going to try to disable it because it's more important to me that you guys hear the story than ads run on this fucking thing. Okay? But we'll see what happens. Thank you, Freaky Professor, for the super chat. Thank you to the Jostler. Like I said, I'll do shout outs. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's like 200, but dude, it's your business. If it would stop this from happening, spend the 200. He had no problem plopping down, not flopping down. That would be his dick. 400 on an arcade stick for the PS5 though. He's funny with shit, man. He lets the mask slip way too much. Yeah, you also avoid the rental fee, which they gouge you for. No, it's sped up because it would be fucking 60 minutes if it wasn't.
But obviously this is an important story. This is just the beginning of the story. This is just the very beginning. Okay? So, here's the thing. So this tech leaves my house. And I start to think to myself, wait a minute. What about all those times over the last few years?
I hope he actually does this to think when he's by himself. I start to think to myself,
when all of a sudden my internet would go out when I was in the middle of something important. And it dawned on me. The Side Scrollers podcast. When I was on that podcast in March, all of a sudden my internet went out exactly the same way that it was going out then. It just went off for a minute or two and then came back. And that was when all that crap went down on the Side Scrollers podcast, if you remember. Remember that? That came back and all of a sudden now Keemstar's on the show and all this drama and all this shit's going on. Right in the middle of my interview. And I'm thinking to myself, that's exactly what happened. This is some kind of a malicious person at Comcast who works for the company, who doesn't like me, and actually has been striking down my internet and fucking with my business over the years whenever they felt like it because they thought it either was funny or it would hurt me or whatever it was. Okay?
Come on. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
So, basically, it's now dawning on me. I'm like, I can't believe this, all right? But this is absolutely true. What's going on? This must be it. What else could it be? How is it that every time that something important is going on, my internet goes out, right? So,
is someone sitting there watching you and making sure that they know your schedule so well that exactly when you're doing some major event, wouldn't they want to do it just whenever the fuck they felt like it then? Why would it be? Why wouldn't they try to hurt you on a daily basis? It's not like those events have made you an exceptional amount more money, especially the Side Scrollers podcast. Phil is certainly a man, and he certainly has an ass. Wait. It is true? Like I said before, if it is true, that it was someone who wanted to get fired. This was like, I hate this job. And they couldn't force themselves to step out the door because they needed the check. So they were like, what's a way I could go out with a bang? Damn. Proof is in farms. I know I can't show it here, Holly. But, dude, some people need to get lives, man. You're putting your fucking job on the line, the troll Phil. Okay.
This is all happening in my head. Now, this was October 28th.
Isn't this like, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not legal, but isn't this like illegal as well? With fire, if evidence suggests the Comcast employee logged in from my top bunk with fire roasted bagels. It's a hell of an employee. That was good.
Okay. Since October 28th, I had no internet issues. And I'm thinking, gee, maybe this person wised up and realized, oh, well, if I keep doing this, I'm going to get caught, right? Like, I'm leaving a trail, because there's a trail.
You can get them. Yes, I'll give you the sounds in a minute. You fumbled a 10 today like a hot looking woman. Shit happens, dude.
Like, you can see a login from an employee that says they logged into the modem. The evidence is there, okay? So, basically, I'm thinking, you know, maybe this person wised up and they're going to try to cover their tracks. They're going to try to make it so that they, you know, this is happening and they don't want to make sure that they don't get caught, so that way they don't get fired or, I mean, let's be honest, be arrested. Because this is malicious. This isn't just, oh, we're messing. This is malicious stuff that's happening, right? So, nothing's been going on for the last month. But what happened in the last month? I got really sick. I got a really bad cold flu.
What?
It might have even been COVID. So for like over a...
So wait, hold on. What does COVID have to do with you? He's going to explain it, I'm sure. Yeah, well, the only viable option I have by me is FiOS. That's it.
For a week, I was knocked out. So I didn't follow up on any of this going on because I was too sick. By the time
thank you for the banana.
I was trying to play catch up and everything with the business. So, you know, to be honest, did it really did I forget about it? No. But I was so already wrapped up in everything else. And by the way, my internet was going fine, no problems.
Yeah, so look at me. There I am. I was like, Phil, did you try to call Bill Gates? No response. And then I said to him, I think I said this early on, but there's a lot more people here now. Was the camera on the whole time while you were scratching your leg, and then he blocked me. Thanks, Phil. He actually thanked me later after blocking me.
Thinking in my head, all right, so it's not a big deal then. I'll just, you know, maybe they took care of it. Maybe they did this internal investigation. They checked the logs. They found out who it was. They got this guy.
Jared, thank you for becoming a member. Support my family, support my birds, support my ass. Support my mini disc addiction. Actually, my downstairs says I'm getting it clean there Thursday. It's the same person. They're kind of a family friend. I'm cool with them. So I can kind of talk shit. You better show up Thursday. Make my ass wake up early again from a live stream. Better be here.
Guy, and they kicked him out of the company, and it's all said and done. It's fine, right? So maybe that's the case, and maybe we're all good now, right? Okay. No, that's not.
Actually, let me show you what I got for the video. I know I'm all over the place. Here. This is what I was waiting on. This is a brand new portable mini disc S2 recorder. And that's going to be the lead off in the video. And yes, I'm going to open it. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Okay. Can't find a fucking PlayStation Portal. Can't find one. Good luck. Go look. Which makes no sense to me. I still think it's that people I don't understand what it is.
That's not what happened. Okay? Because now I'm going to tell you something way worse, all right, than everything else that just happened, all right? So get ready.
Someone unearthed another picture of you jiggle around your balls on your YouTube channel. That literally is something that happened. He had his boxers on, so he jiggled them through, like you didn't see him, but he was like over his hand, over his boxers going blah, 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 blah. Oh, Phil, you are a man. Since this is real, Phil could sue the logs out of Comcast for a lot of money. If there has to be some legal repercussions. at least the person who did it. Apparently, the employee spend some of Phil's money to help him pay. What do you mean? I want to see his logs with Derek. Derek wants to see his logs.
We looked at the logs.
I would like to get a PlayStation Portal to review. I just can't find one anywhere. Which is baffling to me. It is so, especially now with like the cheaper Steam Decks. Oh my God, don't get it. You could use the fucking Steam Deck to do the same goddamn thing. And then you can't look like if you're at a hotel, you can't use their Wi-Fi because they don't give you an option to open up like a browser on it. Are you fucking kidding me? Sony is out of their minds. Listen, Phil's gonna find his portal. I gotta piss in a minute.
Ready for this? So it's Wednesday, my day off last week. All right, the day before American Thanksgiving. So that would have been what, like November 22nd, I think. So it's November 22nd. It's my day off, and all of a sudden, right in the middle of the day, all the internet's screwed up again.
The Switch Lite makes more sense.
And I'm like, why would it be? It's like 2 p.m. my time. I'm like, why do I have my day off? Right? Would the internet be going out or whatever, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, it's weird. I'm not broadcasting. It would be one thing if I was broadcasting a special holiday event or something. Why is my internet going out again? All right? Now, just so you guys know, one thing that the tech...
Yeah, they're really like... Or even if you're not a Nintendo fan, there's plenty of third-party games. Why not a Switch Lite? It's this... How much is the Portal? It's $190. Yeah. Oh.
Had told me. He's like, if this happens again, you can easily go into your modem, change the settings they messed up, or if you want to do it the easy way, just do a factory reset. Just if you do a factory reset of your modem, it knocks out anything they've messed with and sets it back to default, and you'll be okay. Okay? So I go into my modem, all right? And this is that Wednesday.
PSP didn't fail. Vita failed. PSP sold over like 70 million. Like 75 million. That's not a failure of a system by any stretch. It's not numbers done now, but... They've been passive-aggressive, so this is like a thing with Comcast? Come on.
And once again, they've done it again. This is the same picture I'm going to show you, but just to reiterate, this is basically what they did, is they did all this again, okay? A second time. And I'm like, whoa. So it's a month later, and they're doing it again. Now, I'm trying to put it in my head, why would they be doing it on Wednesday, on my day off before Thanksgiving? And it dawned on me. This is a Comcast employee, okay? This person only has access to do this stuff certain days of the week and certain times when they're working. So likely this employee wasn't working on Thanksgiving, wasn't working on Black Friday, and I'm pretty confident they don't work weekends. It seems like this is a person who works like day shift during like Monday through Friday, but of course it would have been the holidays. So it would have, they wouldn't have had access. And what I'm thinking is they know I'm going to do a Thanksgiving Day stream. They know I'm going to do a Black Friday marathon. So they're going to put this in
Imagine he bought a PlayStation Portal over a new modem.
Place and try to screw up my internet the day before all that, before they're out of the office. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm thinking in my head, that's probably what it was. They want to do it out the wall, okay? Out the wall. When they're going out the door is what I meant to say. They want to do it before they're out the door for their holiday weekend, right? Now, I fixed it. Again, what I did is, I did it myself. I did that factory reset, and I fixed both modems. By the way, it was both modems. It's not just one they're doing it with. It's both modems that they're doing this to. Both of my business lines. As I said, I have 2 lines of business internet in my home. So they screwed up both modems, and I manually did the reset to both modems to fix them, okay? So that now I could have internet again. So if you didn't notice, I didn't mention this at all. I didn't mention this on Thanksgiving.
You know what? This kind of makes me look even worse. So he has some kind of technical ability, but he's just a dumbass. He won't, because he's too lazy to do things. So there would be no legal issues, even though you're fucking with someone's business and you're fucking with their internet just for the sake of fucking with their internet to be an asshole. There has to be something. Look, you may be right. I'm not disagreeing with you, but that's bizarre.
I didn't mention this on Friday. I didn't mention it at all over the weekend because the thing is, I don't want to give attention to trolls. okay? But what I did is I had the regional tech manager's phone number. And I called him and I left a voicemail. And I said, you know, I'm sure you're probably not there because it's right before Thanksgiving. But I want to let you know this is still happening. So I don't know what...
Do you think Phil's going to shut up about it, though? Yeah, he probably... What he should do if he was smart. But he's Phil. He should have went out and got a modem. Go to Best Buy. Don't say you don't have the money. You bought that fight stick and you arguably didn't need it. You hook it up. Don't say a fucking thing. But no, that's not what Phil would do. That would be like me making a video after I got swatted.
You know, investigation was launched a month ago, but here we are, you know, later, and nothing's happened.
Oh, wait, he did buy a new modem. Interesting. This is getting even stranger.
Basically, this person still has access. They're doing it again.
Jardy,
and obviously, this
you
isn't
for
very
becoming
good.
a
I
member.
need you to look into it. I need you to call me back. Now, I don't know if you're on vacation, but call me back as soon as you get this message so we can talk about it and figure it out. So that was on Wednesday, okay? That was on Wednesday of last week, all right? So, as you know, I streamed all week, no problems, okay? No problems at all. All weekend, everything's fine. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yesterday, Monday. So think of it. Person works at Comcast. They're only working weekdays, but they had a holiday weekend. Monday, when they would have been back in the office.
The business class Comcast would give you a static IP and greater control, but bet you this is a normal residential account. Probably knowing Phil. Yeah, almost definitely.
The crap hits the fan. Okay? I mean, this is like now we're getting really effing serious because now you ready for this? What happened? Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. All right? You ready for this? First of all, this happened.
Greedy pig.
They went to my modem, my Comcast modem, and they enabled
Not right now, Dan.
the Wi-Fi, and they decided to name it Insulting Things. Now, the problem is, this is publicly visible to everyone.
Yeah, you could drive by if I was on my phone and it was looking for networks. I would see Greedy Piggy and Panda Lee was hotter.
In the area and is driving around looking at the internet, they can see that this is available networks now, okay? So they did this. That was number one. That was the first thing they did, all right? Now, as you guys know, my internet was also going on and off yesterday. So what they were doing is while I was broadcasting my normal stream, they were resetting my modem over and over, just pressing the reset button over and over so I couldn't continuously broadcast, okay? So if you didn't notice, I started to ignore them. I was like, listen, if we can't keep, you know,
Jesus Christ.
streaming a game, then maybe what we'll do is we'll play something different. We'll do it, like, I have to finish a game. I have a lingering game going on right now, and I'm like, maybe we can do the final hour of that, and even if the internet goes out, no big deal. It's only an hour, you know. So I guess that pissed the person off because the person's like, wow, Phil's really not giving me any attention. So what did they do? I'm going to tell you what they did, all right? Now, this is where it gets scary, all right? This is where you're like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So listen to this. Since they weren't getting any attention logging into my modem and screwing with my internet, they logged into my business account itself, meaning all of the information that you have in your business account, including your name, your address, your phone number, your email addresses, your payment information, and all of that, your modem information. It's all listed in there, okay? They proceeded to not only go into there and mess with all of my information, which is against the law, by the way. You cannot do that. They also, get this, without my permission, took money away from me and made a payment towards my Comcast internet bill for hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
What the fuck?
That's fraud. That is identity theft and fraud. You cannot do that. That is a crime. That's not, oh, I'm messing with someone's internet. That's an actual serious crime. Okay? You cannot fuck around like that. And this person thinks at this point they can get away with anything. Okay? Because they've been doing it.
It ruined his auto. How can you, like, yes, Phil is an asshole that makes you sometimes want to bang your head against the wall. But how do you hate someone so much, an internet personality, a fucking dork like Phil, that you would risk your job and, quite frankly, risk catching a felony to piss him off? The person who did this, it is absolutely guaranteed, gets zero pussy. Rich, why do you always say stuff like that? Because think about it. If you're getting pussy and that department's going decent for you, you're not doing shit like this. You're not doing shit like this. It's like, who cares? All right, he's a dork. I'll laugh at him. He'll say stupid shit and I'll go on with my day and continue to get ass. A person like this does not get ass, period. So you have time. You're frustrated and you have time to do shit like this. There has been times where Comcast employees would actually change people's names in their bill with insulting nicknames. You know, not to get political, but I guess it ties into politics. You know why shit like this happens as much as it does? Is because these companies have no competition. It's the same thing with me with Fios trying to get the cable under the ground. They don't have to rush out. They don't care. Who am I going to go to? Their one competitor is not even remotely close with upload speeds. So it's like that skit from South Park where it's either a monopoly or duopoly, and one of the competitors just isn't even close to the other competitor, so it's basically a monopoly. Where the guy from like Comcast or whatever was like, "Oh no, you're having a problem. Someone's changing your name. Oh my goodness, whatever are we gonna do? Oh, you got to go see. Oh, there is no competition, so you got to deal with it." This is what happens when you don't have competition. You don't think they would, if there was like 20 different providers in areas and you had choices, you don't think to be competitive that they would put a stop to shit like this real quick? Of course they would. I got to piss. I'll be right back. I just rubbed my nipples for you. I just realized that. Okay. So, you don't have competition. You don't have to deal with repercussions because people have no choice. gone this long, I might as well do everything. I didn't take a shit. Sorry about that. Hello. So what the hell? I got asked to do something real quick, and after I got doing that, I got a little more pot, and I'm like, you know what? I might as well get some coffee because we got plenty of fill tonight.
Now for how many years?
So I apologize to you. A talking Phil at 2x. He's already fast here, so you have like 3x Phil right now. You're at 3x Phil. Yeah, I got some delicious coffee brand coffee. Next, I'm going to buy, what the fuck are Pokemon's cookies? And I'm going to wash those down with some Amaranth vaginal yeast beer. What the fuck is going on? Phil's getting hacked by actual fucking internet representatives. There's women making beer out of their vaginal yeast. You got Pokemon selling cookies for $3,000 a bag. There's a guy making 20. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I posted on social media, or maybe I mentioned it before when there was less people. The dude who talked about ethical clipping, who makes like 20 grand a month just taking other people's videos, he's going to be on here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Jay and I are going to debate him. He's like, if anyone's willing to do a debate, I'm like, okay, let's debate. So make sure you're here for that. Ethical clipping. Yeah, it's ethical because he steals gameplay footage from Grand Theft Auto. That part I don't really... It's a video game, okay? Like, whatever. But if you're taking someone's video that they produced and you're making it transformative by just taking and stealing Grand Theft Auto footage and he has his software that auto-generates, welcome to AI, welcome to the dystopian future, that generates the script or the text-to-speech. So if people don't want to listen to it, they could just watch it. You see it on Facebook all the time. Motherfucker is making 20 grand a month. I think he's making more. He has multiple channels, and he's literally just like going and stealing. Who's that dude, Neon? I don't even know why the fuck his name is Neon or what he does. He's like stealing clips from his YouTube channel. The software already has the TikTok aspect ratio. He takes the clip he wants from Neon's video. He takes a clip of gameplay. In this software, it puts auto captions. And he uploads it to TikTok and profits. No, I won't flip out on this guy. It's incredible. Rich, I would rather crush up and snort a challenge chip than spend an hour as DSP. No, you wouldn't, because it would probably kill you. Be an hour as DSP. If anything, be an hour as DSP, you go back to yourself and you could explain how his brain works. That actually would be brilliant. It's what was that movie with I forgot his name. He named it after himself. Being John Malkovich. You could be being Philip Burnell. Tell us how it is. What insanity goes on inside there. I cannot say your name, but thank you for the super chat. And it starts with N. Quantum said, lonely dick cheese beer. Listen, you're going to love my fucking JVC. Put your dick cheese on it. No, I don't know if you want to... No. I don't know if you want to go into the mind of Quantum, because you may come out with, like, fucking PTSD.
It's been a month since the October incident. Comcast has done absolutely nothing about it, right? So, there you have it, okay? Now, before you say, well, what evidence do you have? Well, I'm not going to show you my payment information, and I'm certainly not going to show you...
Oh, I thought he was going to tell you. He said, I'm not going to show you my penis. Phil, if you show us your penis, we'll know the truth. I don't know what about, but we'll know the truth.
Anything that's private, but what I will show you is what they did to my account. Would you like to see?
Phil, there's a phone number there. Oh, Christ, he's such an asshole. He's such a fucking asshole. He's such an asshole. As I keep it up still on the screen. No, I'm not calling it. I am not calling it. Get out of here. He is such a derp.
So they logged into my account, and they changed the name on the account.
Where is it again?
We looked at the logs, changed the email on the account. We looked at the logs. Changed everything, okay? So there you go. All this information was changed to be trollish information, okay?
But did they, is it still under her account, or was this a troll putting this shit in? I think it's that, Blake. I don't think it was still under her. Actually, his password was shrimp. Listen, I super chatted him today, told him to call Bill Gates, and he blocked me. Let's go.
So not only did they do all of that, as you can see, all the information changed to be troll stuff.
Yeah, yeah, Blake, dude, bro, they put that stuff in. The fucking sexually frustrated loser that works at Comcast. Like, this is fucked up. And I'm sorry, everyone's like, Rich, why do you always say that they can't get laid? I said it before. If you have enough anger towards an online personality to do shit like this that could put your job and freedom at risk, you are not exploring holes. It's not even up for debate.
Right? Then they also, like I said, made a false payment in hundreds and hundreds of dollars towards me. Okay? So this is...
Like, that's on another level, dude.
Obviously awful, right? This is not, okay, someone's messing around anymore, right? It's not. This isn't. This is, whoa. Someone is seriously trying to hurt me. They're trying to take money out of my account.
Wow, Phil, I kind of owe you an apology, man. I thought you were just being melodramatic. For once, you're actually not.
And put it towards stuff that it's not supposed to be towards.
I'm not going to lie. Make sure you got all counterpoints covered, even dumb ones. I'm looking at the definition of transform, and there's easy loopholes for idiots. It does, yeah, but dude, it doesn't matter. All right, you're taking... You're plopping just some random gameplay footage on top of it and just taking the video. I could see if he was working with, I don't know, Neon and whoever the fuck else he's working with. Then fine. But, you know, hey, I'll fucking employ him from, if you want to do clips for me, that's different. He wouldn't want to because I ain't paying him 20 grand a month.
Right?
But,
and that's the problem. Like, that's horrible. Like, anyone...
especially 20 grand a month for I see what he's doing. Get lost.
One could mess with my accounts now, right? If they have this access. So that is why yesterday when I was live on stream, I basically had to go off.
Yeah, this is fucked up. This is not okay. This is wrong. The guy's a fucking loser who did this. Get a life. You could dislike Phil, but keep it to fucking YouTube, man. You know what I mean?
Offline. Like, if you remember, yesterday when I was live on stream, even though I said we were going to continue to stream and ignore the nonsense, I had to go offline because I had to...
You're fucking with his money. You don't like how he makes his money. That's your opinion. That's cool. I have plenty of opinions on Phil. We know this. Harsh opinions on Phil. We know this. Would I ever even think of doing something remotely close to this? Not a chance in hell.
Immediately contact Comcast and say, you have to stop with all...
This guy is like a layer? What do you mean, like a layer of pancakes with syrup? You know why I don't like pancakes? I enjoy a pancake. It's delicious. But you eat one, and then it's like... That's why I don't miss those. Because then it's like 30 minutes later, you're hungry again. Because it's just carbs. You fart, and then it's like your hole needs more filling. That was a weird thing to say. What did Abby say? He doxed himself, Rich. Thank you, Abby.
all of this going on right now. You have to stop this payment. You have to stop this access, whatever it is. You have someone who could steal all my money out of my account. So immediately what I did is I called them. And
again, not to become Hassan Piker. Someone actually called me that before. In the chat, I saw it. If there was more competitors, this shit would happen less. Because like I did with the whole reenacting the skit and twerking my nipples before from South Park. They don't have to care. I mean, this guy may get in legal trouble. This is on another level, but they don't have to care. What are you going to do? That's it. I would have left Fios in a fucking heartbeat. I can't. Where am I going to go? I can't just have 20 megabit per second uploads. Or is it 25? Still can't. My editor works in Canada and needs to get the footage as fast as possible. And yes, it makes a difference. I've had both to upload to Jay. Can't do it. And they know that.
Person.
Birds, yes, birds. Exactly, Natsu.
Who, I got from billing basically said, all right, I'm going to remove everything. So he removed the payment information. All that stuff's removed from my account now. So there's no way that they could keep processing payments in my name. Okay? Thankfully. So at least that.
Yeah, if I had slower internet, I wouldn't be able to work with Jay. Isn't that weird? And I'll give Fios credit with this. Customer service is horrible. But it's like, if there's no issues, which 99% of the time there isn't, where that it may not even have anything to do with Fios. It's just, Google or whatever with their servers. He gets files like I'm uploading them from like a USB 3.0 stick. Which is incredible.
That's done. All right. But
me too. I got gigabit Ethernet aesthetic.
The problem now with that is now all my stuff's messed up. I'm on a contract with Comcast that they call it an auto pay discount. Meaning if you have your account set up on auto pay, you put.
Yes, this is 100% legitimate. Without question.
Your account information into their website. You set it up. You get a discount. Now I've lost my discount. How's that?
That's also fucked up. And that's why apparently the guy did it. I think it was Pescator that was saying it before.
Not fair. Did I do anything wrong to lose my discount? No. It's their own messed up system. Okay? So, I was on the phone with Comcast yesterday for 2.5 hours. I talked to billing. I talked to customer.
I wish.
Customer.
Spoil Grim. Oh, me too, dude. Me too, Josh. I didn't have it that slow before. But God, I didn't even realize when I first started doing YouTube, I was still using the plan here that when we first got broadband internet from, because I was still on Cablevision back then, or now it's called Optimum. So I was like getting like 10 down and 2 up because that was the original plan. They're like, yeah, you realize your plan is really outdated and your speeds are super slow, right? And then, God, that was like life-changing, and that was still nothing compared to now. Yeah, that was so stupid of me.
It's like customer security assurance, which is the fraud department. Okay? So first I talked to billing, and billing's like, we can't stop.
Oh, Izzy, you probably got banging internet at college. Internet at some colleges is like insane.
The payment yet. What we're going to do is tomorrow we're going to look into it and see if it processes or not. And if it doesn't, we can try to stop it. If not, we'll keep the amount that you need for your bill anyway, and we'll credit you the rest. It's going to come right back to your account within a few days. I'm like, that's fair enough. Okay, that's fine. No big deal. But, I need to have this so that no one has access to my information anymore. And they said, okay, so we're going to put you over to the fraud department. I explained the whole thing to the fraud department. And the fraud department says, okay, so here's a ticket number. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want me to do with this. What are you going to do? Well, we have to file it. We have to escalate it. And I said, but what are you going to do?
Well, Phil, okay, this is where he's going to turn into Karen Burnell. I knew he couldn't actually be logical the entire time. They're giving you a ticket number, Phil, so you could keep track of the case. You could call back later and be like, my ticket number is I masturbated on May 1st, and then they can look up what's going on. It was me. I flew to America and connected to Philip's router and changed the settings.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, actually, Phil's right next to you.
Nothing touch me. Fuck your mother. Are you going to call me?
Yeah, 300 megabits is more than enough for uploading and downloading.
Are you going to follow up? Well, we don't know.
For live
all I'm
streaming,
doing is taking
absolutely.
your information. We don't know what's going to happen. But we'll take all your information and we'll look into it. okay? So he puts me on hold. I'm not kidding you. The agent puts me on hold for 30 minutes.
No, I believe it, Phil. I have literally been there just recently. He's not exempt. I was on for an hour one time waiting. Hour and change. The timer was on the phone. I should have fucking screen capped it. Fuck ISPs. Because they have no competition. Hassan Piker is back. I am just as good looking as him. Oh, T1 back in '99 must have been mind blowing. I was on dial up until 2002. I remember because me and my friends like, yeah, we could watch porn now. It was true. Couldn't watch porn on dial up. I remember one of the first porn sites I went to was MILF Hunter. And I always remember I was laughing. There was this dude on there. He had like a goatee. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're sucking my dick. I'm like, I think she knows. I remember laughing and going flaccid. Good memories. I bet Phil's resume 20 pages long before his YouTube job. Yeah, well, that's what we hear.
Okay? 30 minutes. Saying he's going to come back and tell me the results of all of this. He never comes back.
Oh, God, remember Bang Bus? Oh, yeah, we just found these women. Yeah, you paid hookers to pretend that you found them. Gee. But nonetheless, they were pretty hot.
Instead, he transfers me to the residential customer support department. And the person on the line that I'm talking to says, I don't know why you're with me. I have no idea why you were
See, this, as a person who's been through, not what he's been through with this, but who's had to deal with customer service from an ISP, I believe everything he's saying right now. Because I've literally, like, oh, we're not sure. We'll have to send you to this department. Okay, they said I had to go to this department. No, we're going to send you to this department. What the fuck? Which department am I going to?
Transferred over to me. Because this, I can't help you. This is obviously an error or some guy's messing with you. He says, so I'm going to put you back over to customer support.
Oh, yeah, but dude, back then, man, that was like when you finally got broadband and you could go actually see, like, titties at 480p. It was mind-blowing and penis-blowing. Why does your building only let you have T-Mobile home internet? That's bizarre.
He puts me back to the guy in billing. And the guy in billing's like, I just talked to you for like 45 minutes and helped you as much as I could. Why did they put you back to me? I don't know.
God, could you stop it, Woody? That would be an excellent idea, but
I don't know. I don't work for you. I don't know what they're doing. So then he says, all right, I'm going to put you back to fraud. He calls the fraud department and he argues with the fraud department for 30 minutes. That they're supposed to be helping me. Why did they put me in a circle? Right? Like, he's mad. The actual billing agent is pissed that this person in fraud seems to be blowing me off and not helping me. Okay? So he's actually arguing with him behind the scenes. And finally, they put me back with fraud. And the fraud guy says, all right, so what we're doing is, we're going to have this filed. You have your ticket number. Yes, there's going to be a serious escalation. It'll be taken seriously. And we'll be contacting you about it.
Phil related what I'm looking at.
Now, what we want to do is we want to transfer you over to... to the tech support. Why? Well, maybe tech support can help you. I said, I know they can't help me.
Yeah, and that was at its time the real player, like, oh my God, you could stream video, and it was in dial-up, and God, it was awful, but you were still streaming video, which was pretty mind-blowing. Owner has a contract with him, but what are your speeds? If your speeds aren't shit. Miss Velma's Christmas in America be insanity. I'm not sure what you mean, man.
All right, whatever. Transfer me over. So they transfer me over to tech support. I explain the situation. Oh, we can't do anything. No kidding. But what we're going to do, we're going to file a ticket. Oh, good. A ticket? You're going to file me a ticket. Huh? Okay. So they file a ticket, and their end, where it says everything going on with the modem and how this person has the power to mess with my modem and all of that. Okay? So, all right, I guess, right? Fine. But will anything come of that? Who knows? Now, in the meantime, I call
Donald
the
Trump.
Regional manager
you got
of
those
tech support
fucking
twice.
things like
I actually
every
called
day.
him before, during the day when this was all going down. I called him and left him a voicemail saying, hey, I know that you're probably just getting back from the holiday, but this is a serious issue. My internet's going down again. I need your help. And then I called him after 2.5 hours of being on the phone with everyone else, left another voicemail.
What is this?
I said, hey, so just so you know, now I've been on the phone with fraud. I've been on the phone with everyone. Everyone says they're filing tickets, but no one seems to be able to help me. So what am I supposed to do when I need to broadcast tomorrow for work? I need your help. Please call me back ASAP. Okay? Now, in the meantime, I'm not the kind of person to just sit around like an idiot and let this happen to me. I'm a go-getter. I'm saying, okay, so rather than just sit around and let this continuously happen over and over and over, I'm going to do initially what I was told to do a month ago by that tech. I'm just going to get a new modem. So I went on Amazon and I bought a modem. Rush, send me a modem right now. And they did.
Oh, yeah. I used to use QuickTime all the time.
I got a new modem last night during my late stream that's not a Comcast modem. Okay? So it's a brand new, fresh modem. It has nothing to do with Comcast whatsoever. All right? And I hooked it up. But with Comcast, you can't just have your modem work. You got to call them, and you got to give them the data off the modem, and then they set it up, and then it works. So I had to call them late. It was like 11 p.m. last night, and I'm calling them. And, of course, I'm trying to get
what painful religious
this
special.
done, right? And there you go. And then they do it, and now it works, right? So now my internet's working, all right? And it's not on the old modem, the Comcast modem anymore. It's now on this new modem, okay? This third-party modem, all right? Great. So now I should have no issues, right? I should be in the clear. They shouldn't be able to access the modem because it's not a Comcast modem. They don't have the credentials to log into the modem and mess with it. They can't change the wireless settings.
You bet you it's a backdoor through his old, outdated PC that they're getting this shit, too. I guarantee you. This is why, Phil. Everyone's like, why? Everyone's making. I need a new. You don't need a new computer. You need to just download Windows 10. If you can't get 11, because I'm sure your computer isn't certified, there's workarounds where you could still get 11. I know, but get Windows 10. It's still supported for a few more years, and you may have not had any of these issues. You probably left the back door open with your outdated, unsupported operating system for some asshole to do this. Oh, I loved Winamp, dude. No, he's Kiwi Farms has confirmed it.
Telltale AES donated $15. Listen, go ahead and announce to the world how you like to look at logs while Phil Alex Jones Burnell continues with Comcast conspiracy theories. You play the nipple song, and chat spams Phil as a man. Let's go.
Around 200 megabits. The issue is that using cell towers and it goes on and off and has no port forwarding. Oh, that's bullshit. So you have gimped fucking internet? That would piss me off. Shove your bird into my porthole and have Jay watch. Thank you. That sounds very heartwarming. So, what was it you wanted? What did someone say here? Play the nipple song. Where is it?
Damn.
There it is.
Scullin's nipples.
Philip Burnell is a man.
Hot damn.
Oh, wow. That's in sync perfectly.
Scullin's nipples.
Philip Burnell is a man. 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 Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. And now I'm gonna masturbate.
There you go. I won't torture everyone for 2 minutes.
They can't put on filters. They can't do any of that crap, right? And by the way, obviously, I probably should have a new IP, and I should have all this. It's all different, because remember, the thing that happens with Comcast modems is really silly. It always seeks out the same IP address, but when you swap modems, you get a new IP address, okay? So, there you go. Now, so all that, goes down or whatever, all right? And I'm like, okay, so today, hopefully, number one, hopefully I'm going to get calls from Comcast. I'm going to get support. They're going to help me. I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm going to have multiple departments who are on this, who are working on this and escalated it. Because when you call Comcast...
Oh, of course not, Phil. Did you really expect that? Stop it.
Oh, sir, your security is of our utmost concern. 100%. You have to understand, your security is our biggest concern. Okay? That's what they say. Now, this is someone who has access to my modem, someone who can mess.
She's barely talking to me now, and I really regret how I treated her. I'm really trying to change. Much love from DC for your videos. You got to take it as a life lesson, man. You know, like I'm not. I don't know how long you've been friends with her. But, you know, things happen. I've lost friends too. Who is in the right, who is in the wrong, varied, you know. So, Astro Zombies, shove your bird into my portal and have Jay watch. I answered it before. Listen.
To my business on a daily basis, and someone who has access to all of my business information and my payment information and is filing fake payments, committing fraud, which is a crime, and I have it all documented, that it's all happening. I've saved all the information to prove that it's happening, and I filed claims with this company. I've got 3 voicemails in with the regional tech manager. So you know they're going to be...
Yeah, Windows 2000 Cosmic was like XP Lite.
Right on top of this, right? Now, in the meantime, just to show you that, again, I'm not a slouch on this, I actually even contacted Xfinity's social media team. And I said, I don't know what to do in this situation. And they said, you got to go to the fraud team. I said, I did, just so you know. I wake up this morning, bushy-tailed and bright-eyed. I'm ready for the day, because I'm feeling...
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, Phil. Like, bushy-tailed. I mean, not a big deal, but still. I used to work for one of the 3 big ISP providers. They all work the same. No matter what modem he puts on it, they can still send for refresh signals to the modem, which resets the connection. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have to have some access to it. They're still your internet provider.
Feeling positive. Things are going to go good today, right? And I check my phone. I got no emails. I got no phone calls. I got no voicemails. Nothing. Zero. Nothing whatsoever from anyone. Okay? Am I surprised and shocked? No, I'm not. But you would think that a company that takes your security so seriously, and we have documented evidence that fraud just occurred.
They don't, though.
With their system. That they would probably be on it to prevent anything further from going on. I mean, we're not just talking someone's messing with you. We're talking this could be a legal issue for them. Because my security has been compromised, and it seems to be their fault. There is an internal employee doing all of this. Okay? Well, I'm like, all right, well, I'm not expecting much, but you know what? Maybe today I will get contacted and, you know, and maybe they will handle it. I don't know. But anyway, I could stream now. Right? Right? So I turned on my stream this morning, and within a minute of it being live, the person resets my modem. So what this tells me is, even though Comcast doesn't have access to that modem, like they can't go in that modem and change its settings, they've got a reset button. And they could just hit it whenever they want. They could press it right now during this live stream. They already did. They did before. And they could do it right now again. That they have the ability to do this.
But is
whenever they want. Okay?
Definitely well, no, it has to be a Comcast employee because of the payments they made on his behalf. Probably, anyway. Unless someone has his information and pretending to be him and making payments on his behalf outside of the company, because they got all his information. There is that chance with that old ass computer, Phil. You should take this as a warning shot. This is why you need to update. Oh, my computer's old. I just need a new one. So you can't. You can't afford it now. Just put Windows 10 on it, like I was saying. Yes, you can get intro guys fart and look at the logs. Yes.
We looked at the logs.
Have JAI fill with perfectly 36H. Oh, yeah, actually, he could do that. Yeah, it could be someone because his Windows 8.1 computer is very outdated software-wise. That there's some kind of backdoor. Dude, I had someone here through a piece of software. I had to uninstall it. Didn't make a video on it, unlike Captain May 1st here. I had sex in Baldur's Horse 3. You know what?
Congratulations.
I left my computer on overnight, and they turned on. Luckily, it was a fan who didn't do anything malicious, but they just had like Horse Lovers Unite as like the stream name. I'm just making it up, and there was just nothingness streaming in my room. So that chick, there's a perfect example. Like, what's the difference? Like, if someone could do that to me, why couldn't they do what they're doing to Phil if they know how to get into his modem, which they probably found a back door through his outdated ass computer? Thankfully, the person who did it to me actually liked me and they were just fucking around. Phil, it's a little bit different of a story. So it could be a Comcast employee, but it could also be someone who knows that Phil's computer, his operating system hasn't been updated since 1994 and is like having a fucking field day finding his information and fucking with him. It was the bird. And even if it has nothing to do with the computer, it actually is just a disgruntled employee, which apparently Kiwi Farms has proven. Update your computer, Phil. That is a liability. And you don't have to get a new fucking computer to update it. That's just, you want to get it. You want a new computer. Just be honest. You didn't need the fight stick. You wanted the fight stick. You could have... Oh, but adapters add lag. So you could have stayed on Xbox. What the fuck were you... Anyway. Bro 8 bean... Dude, I don't know how intro guy... That fart, I did not time stretch that. The only thing I did is gave it a stereo effect. But that's the length of that fart. That fart was natural and came out of his ass. Yes, Izzy, you know the story of the cooling gel PC. That in the beginning had no ventilation and AMD processors were designed to overheat. The engineers that are paid 6 to 7 figures, depending on where they are in the on the totem pole of engineering, they design AMD processors to light themselves on fire, according to Philip Paul Burnell. And the world is 2D, according to Phil. He's such a fucking asshole. I mean, I get what he was kind of saying with that. Like, when you go to, like, when they had the 3D glasses craze, like, things really pop. But no, Phil, the world isn't 2D. This is a 3-dimensional bird that's in my face. He just said it in a Phil way to make himself sound like an idiot. I got what he was saying, but the world is not 2D, Phil. It is not as eye-popping as the artificial 3D that you see in movie theaters is what you meant to say. He used his fight stick on May 1st, and he won. Someone wrote in what it, like, he beat something to completion. And it was his dick. Can you hear my song? Not right this second, but yes.
Which is absolutely stupid because it's not their property. I didn't give Comcast permission to mess with my equipment. So what gives them the right to do that, right? I didn't ever give them the right to do that. You know what I mean? So they shouldn't have that access. And according to the tech that was at my house in October, they shouldn't have had access.
Now, look, I'm not a network engineer, but could someone outside of Comcast make it seem like it was someone inside Comcast doing all this because they got Phil's information through his old-ass computer, which probably leaves plenty of back doors open? Thank you, Maury, for the butt cheeks. Could that be the case? Yeah, yes, that's what I thought. Sexual frustration makes you very ambitious when you have nothing else going on.
But apparently they at least have the ability to reset the modem because that's what they've been doing. They did it multiple times this morning when I was just turning this.
God damn it, Phil. This is why we fucking told you for years again to update your goddamn operating system. This is why you do it. Whose legs am I analyzing? But no, like I just said, it just happened to me, Philip. My shit's updated. I have Windows 10 fully updated. And they still did it to me. It's like a fucking... Your computer is like... a pay-by-hour cheap motel where hookers go. There's like every kind of like virus crawling around there. You are probably having everything logged on there. They probably know all the porn you watch, Phil. Surprised that hasn't come out yet. Generic white male.
What? No way.
Stream on, and I'm like, so I can't work. So I cannot do a live stream of gameplay. I cannot do a...
Updating doesn't prevent someone from resetting the modem from the outside, but could they have gotten information from the outdated operating system that gave them backdoors to get information from inside the computer that would let them into the modem?
You know, a podcast. At any point during any stream, they could just keep hitting the reset button like this, right? So...
Like, I know, for example, you could go and type in an address and get into my modem right now and change parameters. If someone has access to his computer remotely, kind of like the guy, luckily he wasn't a nefarious actor, but kind of like the guy did with mine, and started live streams while I was sleeping. That is a real thing that happened. If they knew the IP address for my Fios modem, they could go into it and fuck with shit. And say that Rich is a fat left-wing cuck, which is probably exactly what they would do. So yeah, think about it. Think about the guy, like, again, the nice guy who did it to me. Not that I was thrilled that he did it, but whatever. It wasn't the end of the world, and I appreciate that he didn't do anything shady, and he could have. But if he wanted to and wanted to be shady, if he knew my modem, he could go into the web browser. He obviously started a stream, so he knew what he was doing. He could go into the web browser, type in how to get to my modem, and fuck around with the parameters. So, it's on the table. I know. Hey, Sexy Coco, remember you recommended that thing for the gamepad? I already have it. I'm an idiot. I was like, wait a second. That's the thing that Sexy Coco recommended I should buy. Oh, I already bought it. I must have stone bought that too, just like I did got Spider-Man 2. When I saw like there was gameplay of it on QVC, I was like, oh man, I should buy. Wait a second. Oh, I already bought the game. Okay. Because they don't like him, Space Dandy. They don't want to help him and help him upgrade. They want to hurt him. Whether it be someone at Comcast or someone who has outside access because of his outdated computer and has remote access, which I could definitely see being the case. They don't want to help him. They don't like him.
I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I got a few questions for Comcast, and I would love to get answers on this. Number one, how do you have a company, all right, where you have employees that you don't monitor what they're doing? You don't have any audits of employee activity.
There is still that off chance, Phil, like I said, that it wasn't a Comcast employee. This is why you need it. Now, if you had a updated... Well, no, I just proved that that's not true. Even with an updated computer, someone could gain access. But I guarantee you it was that outdated computer that helped him. But that's a joke. He hates updating, so why it would ruin his day. Dude, we're going to watch... There's going to be a lot of Phil tonight. I don't know why. Don't know how long I'm going to stream, but I'm feeling ambitious now. I don't want to say a time, because if I say a time and then I don't do it, then... people will rage. Like, I forgot. It was honestly that I forgot. Like I said, we're probably... First off, I said probably anyway. Going to stream till 10 when Jay was here. We stopped at like 8-ish, and there were people complaining about that. So that's why I don't like promising things. But I'm feeling pretty good right now, so we'll see how long I stream. But what I was talking about before, I almost lost my train of thought. Phil talked about direct capture. If you use Pig Go 1,500 times to defend as to why he won't use direct capture, and how him not doing direct capture is superior than to actual direct capture footage. He spent, and what's amazing about him is that it's all about him being lazy, okay? But he's kind of like a kid, like, you know, like a kid that like, you ask him to do a chore that'll take him 2 minutes, but they'll like complain about it for 2 hours before they do the chore. That's Phil. He'll put more effort into making excuses, and it'll be more work with the excuses than to actually start direct capturing. So what happened on Kiwi Farms? And I bet you Google Fish, it's not a Comcast employee. I almost guarantee. If it is, it is. That would be on another level of trolling. If it ends up being confirmed that a Comcast employee hated Phil that much and it wasn't someone outside who just got access to Phil's shit, it'll be... I mean, it's fucked up, but it's incredible. Oh, man. He says he has logs that... yeah, we got the logs.
We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs. We looked at the logs.
Imagine it was Low Tier God. He's another idiot, though, with tech. I think, anyway. I can't picture him putting an SSD in his PS5 either. He would light his peanut butter complexion on fire. He's too focused on his sexy to have tech skills.
To see that there's no malicious stuff going on. What level of power are you giving your employees that they can log into modems, change settings, log into...
Phil has me blocked on everything, but someone should let Phil know it's very easy for someone to remote access their computer from anywhere and do what this person did. I can't. He has me blocked on every social media. I tried to get to him on my RTUClips today. I asked him to call Bill Gates. He blocked me. Well, actually, after I said if he... what was my second one? I said it before. Did you scratch your leg and have the camera on the whole time? Then he blocked me. And proceeded to thank me. I was going to say his password was sexy shrimp, Foil Grim. I don't hate Phil. I, for some reason, him telling Boogie to kill himself. Oh, we talk like that. No, it's Keemstar. That was still a scumbag human thing to do. And I will not sugarcoat that. You were a fucking dick for saying that to him emotionally. Even if it was an act, part of your, like, lolcow shtick, it's not okay. I don't hate Keem, but he royally pisses me off. Does that make sense?
To business accounts.
No, imagine his password was May 1st. Like, dude, how funny would it be? How much, like, okay, you got that Mega Man, I'm not going to lie, that Mega Man artwork, the pixel artwork's pretty dope, okay? But he's 41. Have something more casual. Don't, like, I'm a gamer. It's like the hello fellow kids like I was talking about the other day. Like, have a picture of the burst face. Like, this, someone bought my shirt. We were watching his, it was an excellent, he's one of my fans, or I hate saying that. He's one of my followers who made a thing on Derich, and he had the 8-bit shirt of Phil's fap face. How funny would it be if he had a painting of a pixel art of that fap face behind him? Like, it happened, Phil. It's funny. You're always going to be known for it. Play into it. But he can't do it. This is more embarrassing than having that fap face. Does that make sense?
See all the data, change all the data without permission. That's the other thing. There's no levels to
Jenny is saying birds.
Prevent any of this.
How are you, Jenny?
Apparently, they give their employees an insane amount of freedom.
Like, I was even saying, never going to happen, Hollow. I was even saying, if you're new to my streams, welcome. I talk quite a bit. Like, his old set where he had the couch, like, okay, the LED lighting is cool. And the atmospheric, he has the better lighting in front. Could be even better if he had more than one light. I think he only has one circular light. Really, Phil? But it's still better than it was before. If he just had the couch for his age, that would be perfect. If he wants to, it's just like you're in a relaxed setting with a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? That's it. This is just like you're trying too hard, you know? I've been streaming for 20 hours. Wait, what? That's a bug.
Okay? And the funny part is...
Yeah, the boxes with the sheets. I agree, Izzy. Yeah, I don't know what the dude. The only thing I could think is that it's the Lolcow podcast indirectly bringing people here. Sexy Coco. I think it's garnered me a new audience, and plus this is pretty insane news for Philip Burnell. I'm sure that's helping too.
It's like I said, this is proven because some people are saying dumb stuff in the chat. It's a hacker. No, the tech looked at.
It's weird. It's not saying. It's saying an hour and 51 minutes for me. It's strange. Oh, all right, whatever. Maybe someone's hacking me again. Me and Phil are being hacked at the same time. Coincidence? I don't think so.
This modem when they were here in October and said, no, this right here shows this is an employee login. He says it's different. He says if it was a customer login.
You really think my spat with Pearl Davis? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Or, you know, if you see different levels of
that video didn't even do well. So I don't think it was that.
Login. He says this is an employee login. That's what that is. It shows it right there. That's the So anyway, there's your example right there. My internet just went out and came back. So this person again hit the reset button. So they have the ability to reset my modem whenever they want. They can just reset the modem.
Yeah, you could do that remotely too.
Okay. They don't have power to do anything else. They can't.
21 hours stream. Yeah, no, thank you. The only way I would even debate doing that is if like Intro Guy or Jay were here, where we could like switch on and off.
That's with the settings in the modem or anything, but they can reset the modem. Okay. So that's number one. Apparently, employees of Comcast have unlimited power. They could do it. I mean, they have access to your modem. They have access to your financials. They have access to everything, and they can do whatever they want with it. And there's no, you know, who's checking, who's auditing, who's making sure that they're doing the work that they're supposed to be doing and not messing with your stuff. And again, can you imagine if you were any streamer or anything like that, right?
Because it doesn't necessarily have to be a Comcast employee. Just someone has access to all your information.
Anyone could be at risk at this point. Anyone. All right. So that's number one. Number two, how is it that when a situation like this is identified, okay, this is a serious thing. It's fraud. It's you know, malicious actions from an employee. It's been identified. It was a month ago. This was identified by the tech. Okay, a month ago, this was identified by the tech. Not yesterday. Over a month ago. It was October 28th. Okay, so yeah, exactly a month ago actually. And supposedly that tech talked to their regional manager, and supposedly that regional manager said they were going to get involved in the launching of an investigation, some kind of an internal audit security team or whatever it was. That was a month ago. Why did Comcast never contact me to tell me what was going on? Right? Why did...
Oh, Phil, none of them are going to fucking do that, dude. They don't care enough.
Comcast never follow up with me to assure me that things had been fixed? Why did Comcast just blow this off? Do they think it's a joke?
Because they're probably at best a duopoly and don't have to care.
Do they think that my 9.5 years as a customer is a joke? Do they think that my viewer base of my business is a joke? Do they not?
Yes, they don't care. Your viewer base and your business, they're not making money off of your business. They're just making money off of what you pay each month. They don't give a shit. And they know you have no choice. Who are you going to go to, Phil? Scream? No, I'm not screaming. It's Tevin's fault because he works at... Yes, Tevin works at Comcast. It's all a hidden plan.
Or is it just that they don't care? That even though they claim, oh, your security is our biggest concern in this, they actually don't give...
Of course they're going to say it, Phil, but do they really mean it? No.
The crap. They say all that. They blow smoke up your butt, but they don't care. I mean, right now, I can't actually contact anyone at Comcast who knows anything about this situation. If I call, you get a line-level person who doesn't know anything. You tell them the situation, and they'll be like, okay, we'll file an answer that no one is doing anything to you. You know, we're gonna take care of this because this is a serious issue. Yes, your security is a real concern for us. You know what I'm saying? And we want you to have to be able to operate your business like you always have. You know, I just don't get it. How on earth do you not take it seriously, right? So now, here's the question.
How on earth do you not?
What do I do? Because this person, they've already reset my modem twice already, or actually 3 times during this broadcast, and can keep doing it. They can literally do it over and over and over. All right? Now, I've noticed, like I said, it seems that this only seems to happen during...
And if it's not a person at Comcast, that makes it way worse for him. Because how are they going to... What is he going to do? Should have updated that computer, Phil.
during certain days and certain times of the day.
Don't say you couldn't do it. You had all the money for that fight stick. It was a business expense. You're losing more now because you didn't want to update your computer, you lazy ass, than if you... But you had to get the fight stick, though.
Okay. So it seems to me like this is an employee who goes in and works a certain time of day, and that's when they have access to everything. But I've noticed usually it doesn't happen at night. It certainly didn't happen during the holiday weekend, which is weird. This is why it's really, really weird, okay? Because if this is the case, and this is going on, and it's an employee of Comcast doing it, which all the evidence points towards, okay? The way I see it is they would have shut me down during the Thanksgiving stream. They would have shut me down during the Black Friday marathon. Like, those are far more important events. You know what I'm saying? They are. They're just far more important events than a normal daily stream. Like, yeah, yesterday it sucks. I couldn't stream Modern Warfare 3, like I was supposed to. Today, right now, I should be streaming my podcast. I have unlimited internet, meaning I can stream as much as I want. There's no caps or limits on the internet, so
Well, for now, they might actually do something. But probably not, though.
allows me to stream as much as I need.
FCC really wanted to do something, or I don't even know what department would. They would have it so there could be more competition in each area. Because the ISPs have people by a stranglehold.
They give me the speed I need to stream and upload. So no matter who else I go with, right? Sadly, they're not going to really give me the quality of the service that I have with Comcast. It was the same.
And there you go. You can't get the speeds from someone else. It's the same in my area. So you're fucked.
The same back in Connecticut.
Unless he's full of shit, which very well could be the case because he is Phil. He would not want to put the effort into swapping out equipment.
Connecticut, I was stuck with Cablevision / Optimum Online, where they were the only ISP in the area that would give good internet to where I lived, and they weren't that good. Like, it had issues. So that's eventually one of the reasons why I actually moved. But for me, this is just the problem here is I don't know what to do. I'm not getting any help. And that's really why I'm doing this stream and why I'm doing this video today. I didn't want to have to tell you guys this story and show you the evidence. You look at something like this. This is just creepy shit. This is someone, who works at Comcast, who is a nut job. They're putting insulting things. Or
all you had to do is know your info remotely, go into your web browser, type in whatever, which I'm sure they knew, the IP address of, or whatever you have to type in to get into the modem, and then they could have fucked with you. Doesn't even have to be a Comcast employee.
Things into my modem. You know what I say? Like, that's an employee of your company.
Again, not necessarily. Anyway, back to funnier things about Phil bitching about a sandwich. Yeah, it's not guaranteed. Mr. Burnell. Let me see if I can find the video. Oh, wow, I have a lot of shit up on my screen, don't I? I don't even know why I switched screens. It's not like there was anything fucking on YouTube that I was watching. Best green smoke effect. Who the fuck was using my account that they got green smoke effects? Is Jay on my... Jay, you're on my fucking account. What is all this? It's all Canadian shit. What is all this? There it is. Atlas. We didn't get that far into it. Yes, I'm switching it back. Where's my stream? You're going to see my grandma porn. So we'll start this from the beginning.
Boogie2988 donated $15.
Oh,
you
no.
said that I said it. You 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 said that I said it. I never did. I never did. I never did. I never did. One for me and one for my hooker.
Oh, now I put the music on.
We looked at the logs.
That's gonna stay at the soundboard for a while.
We looked at the logs.
Philip, no, AMD processors are meant to overheat. When he said that, I just wanted, like, how are you so stupid sometimes? A lot of times. Most of the time, if not, yes, most of the time. So, we're watching this again. It's more Philip Burnell. This is him over-explaining a sandwich. We only got about 6 minutes into it, so we might as well watch it from the beginning. It is entertaining. This is more lighthearted. I think Phil has more problems than they're not going to narrow it down to someone that works at Comcast, because there's still a very decent chance that it is not someone that works at Comcast.
Hey, before the video starts, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that this video is going to focus a lot around DSP eating a sandwich. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to watch somebody eat or can't deal with the sounds of somebody eating, maybe this video isn't for you.
Especially Phil, because Phil eats a sandwich like he's sucking a dick.
Still going to try and add a little bit of commentary to it. I'm going to try and do everything that I can to make it tolerable. But I did want to take a look at it because this is the most interesting thing that DSP did during his Adpocalypse event. And I think it really captures a specific segment that DSP does in it.
Yeah, if DSP smacks his lips when he eats, man, it's incredible. It's like
its full glory. So I apologize for all of the eating sounds that you're going to wind up hearing, but let's get into the video.
So, are you guys ready? Shall I just begin? Is everyone here? You guys here? What's going on? You quiet? Why are you so quiet? What's going on? Everyone speak up immediately. I want to hear everyone speak.
Starting this clip off, obviously, with DSP being as obnoxious as possible. Asking for your audience to chat on your command is akin to asking a dog to...
Yeah, this guy's probably gonna get a big channel.
Speak, as far as I'm concerned, and you really
Yes, Jenny, we're back to his mead.
shouldn't be treating your audience like that. If they want to talk, they'll talk. And I don't blame them for not talking in DSP's chat because he rules the thing with an iron fist. If you genuinely like being in his chat, it's probably within your best interest to not talk while he's gone or while he's going to get his food or something. Because heaven forbid you talk about something that's not directly DSP related or related to the
He'll ban you. Because he's so weird.
content that you're actively watching, which at the time is nothing.
I say here. I can't hear a single one of you. I want to see you speak and see that you guys are here. The stream's working, right? Everyone's standing. Everyone's awake. Everyone got so quiet. I sat down. No one said a word.
No, DSP, everybody fell asleep. Your content was that boring that literally every single person on your stream has fallen asleep at this point, and they're not going to respond to you.
What is this? You hear a mouse sneeze in here.
How do you be so strict with your chat that you'll ban them for them not talking about anything but you and the game? But then you're pissed that people aren't talking because you tell them to not talk about anything but you, and you're not doing anything. Oh my god.
The only reason that you can hear a mouse sneeze where you're at, DSP, is because you live in the Snort Fort and you've probably got some pretty fat mice living around in there. Just based off how you describe the place to us. Because that's all we have to go off of. But you don't exactly paint the Snort Fort in a very positive light.
Okay. People are starting to talk? All right, good. So, what I'm about to taste, test, and or eat is something that actually...
And or eat. You're going to eat it, Phil.
people have brought up over the years. Okay? And it's something...
Hey, dude, eat something exotic then.
that has been recommended to me, actually, over the years. But I never tried it. So let me start recording and explain. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone.
Be prepared.
No, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow. We are having on the TikToker who's going to explain his ethical clipping. That's going to be fun.
Prepared to be completely let down by this because it's not something that's actually interesting at all. But you gotta love the unrecorded hype segment, followed immediately by the turning on of the YouTube voice, which of course he immediately uses to start yelling at the beginning of his video. Because that's what everybody loves when they turn on a video, is that you immediately start yelling at them.
First of all, happy holidays, as today is Black Friday 2023. And today, during a live marathon stream, I'm going to partake in some food, the likes of which I have never tried before. This will be my genuine first time.
Here you think it's like, did he get Indian food, something he never really tried before? Where is it? Yeah, Google Fish, where you're not near me. It's snowing by you. Like, how much are you going to get a heavy storm? Yes, I know. And he made it like it was actually a cheaper decision. A more financially sound decision to lease a BMW than a cheaper car at the time. He's Phil.
Tasting
He's
something
Phil.
that has been recommended to me for many years. In fact, since I actually moved out here to Washington State, I've been asked many times about favorite foods and favorite things to try. I used to have a series called DSP Tries It where I would try a bunch of foods and things like that. I was, doing Feasting with Phil videos.
Hearing him talk about all of the food content that he's made in the past really makes me realize just how much of it he's done. Like, obviously, I remember DSP Tries It, right? Everybody remembers the classic DSP Tries It. It's one of those pieces of content that he did that's so bad that it's...
That was back in his glory days where Phil could upload. And remember, he used to actually upload videos of him decorating his Christmas tree. Remember that?
At least worth the watch because it makes you laugh. But hearing him actually say the name of Feasting with Phil, it just has no charm to it. It doesn't have a catchy jingle. It doesn't sound very fun and positive and meaningful curated style, if you ask me. But I guess that's just to keep up with the quality of the actual video that it's gonna be. Because DSP is never actually trying anything interesting and new and fun anymore. Because he's not checking out the new interesting fast food gimmick that's come out that people are talking about on the internet. He's always just trying...
No, he's just getting food so he can do a tax write-off. I said this yesterday at this part. That's exactly what he's doing. He has it on camera. It's a tax write-off.
Some run-of-the-mill thing that's been in his area for ages that he's just never tried before, which, while I'm sure is interesting for him because it's always interesting to try new food, it's not exactly something that I think that most people are interested in at all. And inevitably, he's just going to wind up saying that the food is very tangy and robust and meaningful, which...
And salty.
If that's actually how you feel about the food, that's fine. I don't really care. The problem is you describe every piece of food that you eat like that. It's not interesting at all. And that's the problem with this content is...
What is that? Donald Trump Sneeko famous by promoting what?
That it just doesn't hold anybody's in...
DSP tries it, PCP. DSP tries it, angel dust. Hello, everyone. DSP here, and I'm going to smoke this crack rock with Liana.
Interest. There's nothing new to be gained from watching it. You're just watching this old man eat like a slob. But really, that's all the spectacle that we need, so we're going to continue on now.
And basically everyone's like, what about this thing? What about this? I was like, oh, I never heard of it. I never seen it or anything like that. After years of you guys actually bringing it up, all right, I finally did a little bit of searching. And what I found out is that this place actually is near me, but not really near me. What I mean by that is, if I were to order from it, it takes a little while to get here because it is further out. But that there is one of these nearby that I could order if I wanted to. I probably wouldn't drive all the way out there.
So just like always, DSP cannot be bothered to go get his own fast food. Of course, he had to get it DoorDashed, which means that he paid an exorbitant amount in delivery fees. Because of course he did. DSP's never done anything frugally in his entire life. What makes you think that he would bother go getting his own food so he doesn't have to pay a delivery fee? Because of course he did. So not only is this man who comes on stream every day begging...
Which makes a sandwich like $54, by the way.
For a handout, wasting his money on overpriced food. But he's also wasting his money on an overpriced delivery fee because he can't be bothered to get it himself. This is truly Phil, master of business Burnell at his finest.
And being that this is going to be something that I wanted to do, for a marathon, something different and new, you guys recommended, I said, now's a good opportunity to try it out, all right? So ladies and gentlemen, today...
What's Nate's good blue shit?
We're going to try... You guys, you're going to see, we're like, oh yeah, people recommended that all the time to Phil, right? Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to...
Yes, he is great at ranting, but do you realize he hasn't even shown you the food yet? And he's still not going to show it to you for a while.
Do something interesting. Today we are going to try, ready for this? Firehouse subs.
For all my audio style listeners, of course, he just held the box up to the camera so that you could vaguely make out the word Firehouse Subs that's printed on the box. It looks just as regarded as you might be imagining. But don't even bother opening up to see the video. It's not that important. So yeah, the super interesting thing that everybody has been telling him that he needs to try is just another sandwich shop, which obviously he was interested in. As much as he talks about sandwich shops, he probably jumped at the opportunity.
Oh, shit.
Yes, there actually is one out here, but it's like almost 45 minutes away. Okay. So
enjoy that box. You're going to be looking at it for a long time.
that's why I've always been apprehensive about doing anything or trying or anything. Okay. So take a look. First of all, this is a large sub. Look at the size of it. It's a full foot, right? And it is huge.
Well, you just said that it's a full foot. That isn't any different
Oh God, his food is so disgusting.
than you would get a foot long at Subway, is it not? It's just another foot long sandwich. They might have packed it full of shit. It might be a whole lot thicker, but I'm not able to tell that through the box, dog. You got to open it up. Just looking at the box, it looks
But
like a
he's
normal
Phil
foot
and he
long
won't.
sandwich.
And in its own like cardboard protective shell to make it so that it can't really be messed up, right?
And he's doing this like it's
Like it's a big deal. Who cares?
some sort of unboxing. Like, look, it comes in its custom cardboard shell. Like, dude, it's just how they package their food. And in all honesty, that's probably worse than just wrapping up the sandwich, because the food
Yeah, Cobra JFS's food is some of the most disgusting shit I've ever seen.
has more like room in there to slide around and get messy, whereas when you actually wrap it up, it kind of compresses it and keeps it all held together. But of course, DSP loves that it came in its own cardboard shell. He can just throw that right into the styrofoam pile in the garage from all the other DoorDash remnants that he's got left over. It'll be just another one for the pile.
It's kind of interesting. I never really seen a sub shop deliver a sub sandwich like that to you in like a shell, right? So you would think at least the sub should be intact, even though it took quite a while to get here, right? It should be pretty intact. Now they have a ton of different Firehouse subs at this place. They have all kinds of lunch meats and deli meats, you know, ham, turkey.
Wow, Phil, a sandwich shop has ham and turkey? I would have never guessed.
Salami, pepperoni, roasted beef, what do you call it?
I bet you they have cheese. I'm gonna shit my pants if they have cheese, Phil.
Bacon. You could also do like chicken, that kind of stuff, and all these different variations.
I hope all of you ate lunch today already and you're not currently waiting for your lunch break or something, and this is probably making you hungry, in which case I apologize. But DSP, the king of wasting time, the king of over-explaining things that nobody needed explained, really thought it was necessary that he run down all of the meats on the menu that you could get on a sandwich, as if it was actually anything out of the ordinary that a normal sandwich shop wouldn't also have on their menu. There's like 5 different chains around my area that do sub sandwiches, and all of them have all of those meats. It's nothing special, and one of them is in fact a Firehouse Subs. It's like saying that you got pizza somewhere and then running down the list of all of the things that you could get on the pizza. They got pepperoni, they got green peppers, they got mushrooms. Like, yeah, dude, we get it. They do pizzas. Why are you telling me all the things? Unless you're gonna tell me something that most pizza places are...
Yeah, with your picture too, Skip. Wait, what happened with Airsoft Fatty's food? Possibly, yeah.
In this case, sub sandwich shops don't do. Why are you telling me?
So you can get like Chipotle, you can get all these. They have meatball subs, they have tuna salad, they have different melts. All these, I'm telling you, a huge menu and a lot of different variations that they do. Okay.
Okay, sounds good, DSP. And I do mean that. It does sound good, but
I had Italian job sub today. Meatballs, ham, actually sounds good.
I do want to run that back real quick so that we can all hear him say Chipotle sauce.
So you can get like Chipotle, you can get like Chipotle. For what I'm to understand, the thing that makes them stand out is their bread is like
still
super
doesn't
good,
beat
and they
Grandeur.
load their sandwiches. Unlike a lot of other places that can skimp, like this place apparently
Wait, what
really goes to
happened with
town when they load the
Keemstar?
sandwich. I can tell you, this is heavy. This is not a light sandwich at all. This is the large size, and it is a heavy ass sandwich. Okay, so hoping it's gonna have a lot of meat and food on it. All right.
Well, DSP, how about instead of...
He's getting Chris Chan. Keemstar is getting Chris Chan. Oh, come on. Oh, my goodness, Josh. Been watching you since the Retron 3 review back in the day. Keep up the good work, man. Also, free the nip, dude. Yes, I will. Thank you, man. And whenever Phil explains something about food, I feel like I'm listening to a professor that explains a math problem that should take 2 steps to 50 steps. That's everything with Phil. He could even go into the video previously about Comcast, too, to be quite frank with you. Fatty kept whining while making the turkey. The turkey was probably disgusting. He doesn't look like a very hygienic person. Let me use the bathroom first, then I'll come back with the shirt off and keep the shirt off for the hour from when I from the minute when I come back. Because I do feel a turd. I do feel a turd. turd that I expected before. Sorry. Oh yeah, I gotta take my shirt off. Philip Burnell is a man. Alright. Yeah, turds always happen because the caffeine that I drink just empties them out of my hole. Like, I could not shit the whole day and then I'll shit.
Of crafting your Theo theory on how thick you think the sandwich is based off of the weight it is in the cardboard box, you instead just open up the goddamn sandwich. We've been here for over 3 sped up minutes now, and all you've shown us is the cardboard box and tell us about the menu. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about this just not being interesting. Who's coming here and wants to hear the rundown of the menu and wants to look at the box for 3 minutes? 3 sped up minutes. If that's what you were looking for, you could probably just go online and look at the menu and actually get a picture of
how much to interview Jasper.
the food while you're there. And you could do it all in less than 3 sped up minutes. You could probably do it
Well, overpriced lunch meat Izzy is very important to him.
in less than a minute if you really wanted to. But just like always, DSP drags out everything as far as he possibly can so that he doesn't actually have to do any of the content that he told people that he would do.
You might say, what did I get? Well, there's so many options. I had a few different ones I was looking at. I decided to get one. It's called the Firehouse Hero. All right. Now, I don't know if they mean hero sandwich or if they mean that this is a hero product. It's super good, like a superhero meal. I don't know. I don't know what they're going
Phil, it's called a hero. Like a big sandwich. They call it a hero.
for. Okay.
Well, DSP, in case you didn't catch the whole theming of the restaurant, it's all based around firefighting and firefighters. So some of the sandwich
But even if it wasn't, they call them heroes. Who gives a shit?
names kind of relate back to that. For example, there's another sandwich that's called the Hook and Ladder. So I would venture to say that if they're going to call the sandwich a hero sandwich, they're not talking
Rice and beans and now you're gassy? I could see the beans making you gassy, but the rice would suppress your whole, I thought.
about Spider-Man. They're probably talking about firefighters or first responders in general. And again, for the audio style listeners, I'm going to put up a picture and the description of the sandwich that he actually ordered because he kind of fumbles his way through it and he doesn't even know what cheese is on it. So I'm going to have it on the screen for everybody.
So it's supposed to have a combination of meats: roast beef, turkey, ham, some kind of cheese. I don't even know what cheese. I think maybe provolone or something. I don't know.
Like, see, boom, he could have got right here, right now. Just so here's the sub I got, and as you're explaining all this, you could have had the sub out.
And it's supposed to have all the stuff like lettuce, tomato, onion, salt, pepper, and all that stuff on top of it as well. Plus, I think it actually has mustard too. So it's like a fully loaded deluxe sandwich. Okay, we're gonna give it a look. You ready? People
Hero sandwich reminds you of a scene in Casino. What do you mean?
are like, why didn't you open it yet? Because I'm talking. I'm gonna open. I swear to you.
But why couldn't you open the sandwich while you talked? Why couldn't
Because he's Phil. This is how Phil. I'm a change dude. You used to do the same thing with DSP Tries It. He would sit there with the camera like this, which I had some of those videos back in the day, admittedly too, but I've learned to stop doing it. Where he would just talk about, like, he would have a burger wrapped up and he would talk about it for 15 minutes, and he's still doing it in 2023. Oh my God.
When you were talking about all of the things that were going to be on it, did you not already have the sandwich open and start showing it to the camera so you could say, oh, it has, all of these things?
God, I had a caffeinated drink and I had coffee. No wonder why.
And you could point to them and show the cross section, like a normal person would probably do if they're going to be talking about the food. They would go ahead and show it off at the same time. But for some reason, DSP insists on giving you the audio experience and then giving you the visual experience afterwards. He can't do them at the exact same time.
All right, so let's give it a look. Let's see. By the way, I think it has a pickle too, so I might want to take the pickle out. And I already got a plate because I get the feeling it's gonna be so big when I go to eat, it's gonna go everywhere.
This wouldn't be a feasting with Phil if we...
I wonder if he explains his food like this to his wife. Could you imagine? Also, Josh, thank you. Whenever Phil explains something about food, I feel like I'm listening to a professor who explains a math problem should take 2 steps. Yes. And is there video of Fatty? We probably won't get through it tonight, but is there video of Fatty? Here's sandwich. Oh, I read that one.
We didn't have a paper plate on standby, obviously. Because it's not bad enough that we already created trash getting it to you in this weird cardboard sleeve or whatever, but we also have to create more.
Yeah, that's like what, I think it was McDonald's that tried to do that, where it would keep, oh, we look at our new foam container. I'm sure that's not foam, but where one side would have like the lettuce and bun and tomato to keep it cool, and the other side would have like the hot part with the burger and the cheese and shit. But it was so much it was so wasteful. So wasteful.
Trash with a paper plate.
Let's see what it looks
Yeah, the McDLT.
like live together. Already I see ham sticking out the side.
You would make it like he was an alien who never had a sandwich before. He's like the dude from the original Men in Black. It's a skin suit that he's wearing. Philip Burnell.
Look at that bread.
Yeah, it looks like every other sandwich that I've ever seen in my life, Phil. It looks fine. It looks good, but it's... You didn't get like food from like some weird like foreign cuisine place that no one's ever tried before. You got a fucking sandwich.
It's got like lines on top of it, right? It's thick. Oh yeah, it's got like a harder, crustier outside to it. Sure.
The bread is toasted, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat, the bread is toasted. Mine's blown.
Sure it does. That's nice bread.
What a weird reaction to have to a sub sandwich. DSP is the only person that I know that's actually talking about the lines on the bread, tapping on top of it, and then going, oh yeah, that's nice bread. You can add this to the long list of things
Oh yeah, that's nice bread.
We looked at the logs.
that DSP does that just makes me think that he's not human, because I've never seen another human being act like this about bread.
Well, I can tell you, it got some stuff on the edge here. It's all gooey. So they probably got some of the condiment or whatever it is accidentally on the end.
Of course, Phil. They got delivered to you. Probably shook around in some of the whatever the honey mustard or whatever. Yeah, dude, that's why he does this. It's a tax write-off.
And I see a ton of meat. Look at all the meat coming off the side there, right?
Oh yeah, DSP's real excited about the meat. Why do you think he pulls all them JPEGs?
That looks pretty dang good to me. I don't know about you guys. Looking at it from the other side.
Looking at it from the other side. It's like he's over-explaining something on QVC, and he's like one of the salespeople that doesn't know what they're talking about. Kind of like what we watched yesterday towards the end of the stream. Where they were like, oh, I don't know anything about video games, but I did watch cartoons of Spider-Man back when I was young. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Yeah, Dr. Wasabi. Yeah, it's a secret Comcast plant. Philip Burnell. There was they put a tiny little microphone bug in there that fell on the floor.
You can actually see some of the lettuce and tomato and other things in there.
Yes, that's what happens when you make a sandwich. You see the ingredients, or as you said one time when you were at a grocery store, I went to the deli where they have actual fresh materials. Yes, Phil, when you make a sandwich, the things that are in the fucking sandwich poke out of the side of the holy fuck. Keep in mind, he used to get like 30 to 50,000 views over explaining food back in like 1984. I wondered why you kept pounding Phil. Then I watched my first compilation. I realized Phil is a butt who needs to be... Well, I don't want to fuck Phil in the ass. But yes, once you go down the Phil rabbit hole, there are many people, like even Jay. He's obsessed with Phil now too. He's be like, dude, what the fuck? Why are you so into this dude? Like, I don't get it. And now he's like making auto-tune AI songs of Phil's May 1st burst. Because once Phil has his May 1st hooks in you, he's fapping.
I'm trying to get it so the camera doesn't overexpose it.
Most people do. There's a couple people like, yeah, dude, I can't take this guy. I even watch the compilations. I don't know why you watch them. But then I would say the majority of people are like, yeah, I thought you were nuts, but now I get it. He is incredible for all the wrong reasons. Gundam introduced it to you, dude. He's amazing. Like no, I'm not doing 3 a.m. No way, Wes. How much to still feel sandwich? Listen. You know what's funny is now that like Subway's almost dead, all these new I haven't heard of Firehouse subs before. Now there's like Jersey Mikes around me and shit.
I'm just gonna overexpose it. There's not much I can do.
If you're really this concerned about whether or not the camera's gonna overexpose it and how it's gonna look, then why didn't you prep this before?
I don't want to go to bed super late. Here's why. Because tomorrow that dude, the ethical clipper, is coming on for a debate, and I'm going to have other stuff to do first, so...
beforehand and have a way for you to accurately depict what the sandwich was. Something even as simple as taking a picture of it on your phone and uploading it to your OBS and pulling it up on screen with the proper lighting on it from your good camera on your phone, instead of just holding it.
Yeah, he just sounds annoying, and then like when people see like the fact that he can over-explain a very basic sandwich, they're like, ah, now I get it. This guy's really fucking bizarre.
Up to the webcam that you have like a bozo. I mean, I personally don't give a shit what it looks like, DSP. I don't care what you're eating. But if you're gonna sit here and act like you care about the presentation of the food that you're eating for your audience, then you should have went out of your way to make sure that was taken care of before we got to this point.
But it is loaded. Like, that is a loaded sandwich. Here, let me take half of it off and put it on the plate, and then we can get a better look at it. Okay?
Space Alien eats first sandwich here on DSP Gaming.
I don't even know how to do it without, like, it going everywhere. Here, I'll try this half.
Yeah. Imagine hearing this with your eyes closed. It sounds like a really weird porn. It sounds like my friend Dan is about to fuck a sandwich in a cup again. I had this oversized hot dog once, and can you believe it had its wiener exposed with mayo dripping out of the front and honey mustard in the back? How shameful of that hot dog being exposed. Are you actually talking about a hot dog, or are you talking about your penis?
Oh, man. This is an interesting cross-section. Wait till I show you the cross-section of this sandwich, okay?
Are you guys excited? He's about to show you the cross-section. Wait till he shows you the cross-section. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, what is in the cross-section, Phil? Philip cross-section Burnell. What is it? Is it like gold? Do they have like that gold leaf on it?
No idea why he has to pronounce it like that, but just be ready for the cross-section.
Well, why does he also pronounce it like Twitter?
So I'm going to put this half over here, and we're going to look at this half here.
Yeah, is he? He acts like an alien.
When you talk about a cross-section of a sandwich.
I'm not going to do it again, but definitely have to point out that he did it again. This dude can't say anything like a normal person at all. Everything's got...
he can't. Grandeur. I thought he was joking at first, but he kept on saying it. Well, he's coming on here tomorrow, unless he changes... Either way, I'm streaming. But if he changes his mind, he changes his mind.
Gotta be over-enunciated or...
It's kind of black and white that it's content theft. At this point, he should erect a museum to this. Dude, he does... If you're ever bored one day, or even if you're like working on something and you just want something entertaining in the background because it's so ridiculous, watch compilations of DSP Try It. It's on his own channel. They're entertaining not for the reason Phil's wanted them to be, but they're still entertaining.
Completely slurred together and fumbled through. There's really no in-between with the guy.
You cut it in half, and you basically look down the middle, and you see, what can I see, right? And I can see turkey, I can see ham, I can see the roasted beef, I see lettuce, tomato, onion, and I can even
Wait a second.
see the melted cheese and the condiment on there. You see that?
Wow, crazy. He basically described everything that's on the sandwich he can see.
Everything on the sandwich that you could see, too. It has cheese. Thank you, Phil. I had no idea what ham looks like. At 42 years old, I had no idea.
From the cross-section. It's almost like he's looking right down the barrel of the sandwich. And this is what he was hyping up. He was going to show us the cross-section, guys. And this is what we were going to look at. We're just looking at a sandwich here. This is really nothing extravagant whatsoever. It's just a sandwich. I don't know if he's just hyping it up because it's supposed to be some big event on that stream, or if he's just genuinely so delusional that he thinks...
Yeah, he's making it like Salt Bae came to his house and like cooked him a porterhouse steak. Like something special. It's just a fucking sandwich.
Thinks that people care about his food like this.
It's hard to, and it's stupid overexposure. I'm sorry about that. If I hold it back, maybe you'll see a little better. See that? Look at those layers. That's a...
Yes, it's meat, Phil. They have a layer. I see turkey, I see ham, maybe some roast beef, lettuce, tomato, and whatever condiments. It is like every other sandwich that I've seen in my life. Not saying it's not good.
A lot of meat, too. Like this, again, this is a hefty sandwich. I did tell them that I wanted the pickle, but I don't see it. I think I got cheated out of my pickle. Yeah. I do not think they put the pickle in there. I said pickle, they didn't give me a pickle.
And of course, DSP couldn't have one positive experience with the company. It's got to turn into a classic DSP DoorDash experience where they obviously forgot something. I'm honestly surprised that DSP didn't go on to say that the DoorDash guy had an accent too, because I wouldn't put it past him, he's done it in the past.
So first off, before we even begin, it's already starting to fall apart, which I knew would happen. If I
Breasts.
Well, maybe
Telltale AES donated $15. All serious. I don't understand how people support him. He cries poor on a daily basis, but then spends $400 on a fight stick, and $20 for a sandwich.
No.
I don't even mention WWE champions, which I give him the benefit of the doubt and consider as a rumor.
No, he spent like $50-something on that sandwich. Which, again, I always say this. If he didn't decry poor, who cares? If he wants to if he wants to get one sandwich to eat and he wants to shove the other one up his ass, have at it. But you can't get a $54 DoorDash sandwich order from Firehouse Fap Subs and then the next day say, guys, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. How about don't buy the sandwich then? Or if you want to buy the sandwich, stop using begging as your brand to get money. Because once you use your finances to get money in your pocket, your finances are now your audience's business. So they're going to put you to task. Yes, Googlefish, fire faps.
if you spent more time eating your food instead of playing with it, this wouldn't happen. I thought your mom would have taught you that, or you'd have learned that by now, being that you're 41 years old. But I gotta remind myself to keep my expectations for DSP very low, because even the basics, he just doesn't seem to have a grasp of.
We got some meat.
Rich, if you don't fuck this butt, he'll crap on everyone, including will become full of crap and become butts themselves. What the fuck are you talking about? I have a small penis. Thank you.
Coming off the side. I think this is ham, so I'm just going to tear some of this off. See? And I'm just going to taste the ham.
Oh, 100%. Florida, I say that all the time, and I'm not saying that to be mean. He has to... The only way he could see this as something that would be interesting to people is if his brain filters things differently. I'm serious. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. Yeah, that pause, it looks like he's sucking a dick.
It's sweet. That's got to be honey ham. Because that's a very sweet ham. It's not salty at all, actually.
Look up Team America's Gary speech. Okay. That's where it's
a
from.
very sweet ham. All right.
You're a very sweet ham.
Well, this is going to be interesting to eat because it's going to go everywhere. You know, once I start eating, it's going to explode. So let's just go. I'm going to take my first bite. Here we go. My explosion of satisfaction.
I had to do it. Oh, the mouth sounds. Like...
It's delicious. I tasted a ton of roast beef.
Like, Phil, this is better than, like, watching a documentary on Boogie or something, really?
Which, of course, is salty and savory. And some of the sweetness, I don't know if that was the ham. It could have actually been the condiment or whatever's on there. And just to show you guys, I just want you to look at the plate. There's moisture on the plate. Look at that. See that bead?
There's moisture on the plate. What do you see? You just see crumbs from the sandwich. There's moisture on the plate.
That's moisture.
Dude, why are you holding your plate up to the camera like anybody cares? We get it, there's moisture on the plate. And it barely even comes through as moisture at all. It just looks like you dropped some lettuce, some crumbs.
Yeah, dude, I'm just gonna... I really do feel that DSP is autistic. I'm not being mean. I'm not saying that in a derogatory sense. Like, the only way someone could find this and think, you know what, this is interesting, is if they're on... If that's... It's like a spectrum thing. You know what I'm... Like... I'm not being a dick. DSP tries it. What the fuck? I don't even want to know. I know it's something really fucking disgusting in Alabama Hot Pocket, but that's... Yeah, and the thing is, Turbo Express, that's come. How does that sandwich look any better than the, heaven forbid, the chicken sandwich you got from Burger King? like where it had a little extra honey mustard. Like, come on, Phil, you're a man with an ass. Hey, Rich 26, I found out I got ADHD. A bit of surprise for me, but there you go. Look, you're a grown-ass adult, you know? He could find out at 40-something that he has fucking, like, he's on the spectrum. He 100%, he has to be. He has to be. But I'm still happy knowing that I'm not living the life that Phil has gotten. Hell, I'm sure he's on the spectrum and is in denial. Or he may not even realize it because he's on the spectrum.
Breasts.
You know what I mean?
Telltale AES donated $15. That's not the only thing that exploded that evening in Philip Burnell's room. There was a concoction of different auras and smells, while DSP helped the sandwich bag and tilted his head backwards. That's the tale of the May 1st, 2023 incident. All hail DSP.
So he blew a load in the sandwich bag? Maybe that's what it was. That picture from the sandwich was from May 1st, 2016.
And a little bit of mustard on there. And I want to point out that
You were nearly 40 when you got diagnosed. See what I'm saying?
anybody who actually just watched him take that first bite, DSP always looks like he's in pain while he eats, doesn't he? And it definitely doesn't help that
He does. He does look like he's in pain. It looks like he's suffering while he's eating. Because he's Phil. He also looked like he was suffering while he was orgasming. So, Phil, when Phil is having pleasure, it looks like he's suffering through pain. As someone with autism and a lot of experience meeting other autistics, I have no doubt in my mind that Philip Burnell has autism. Dude, he has to. And he can't read the room, too. Usually that's another sign. Like, when I always bring up with Critical, where Critical was like, you know, after he got done masturbating, he kept streaming. That was a top G maneuver. And Phil took it literally that he wasn't being... He's like, yeah, he said I was brave enough to stream after getting caught doing that. He was being sarcastic, Phil. But again, I think that's because he's on the spectrum.
He was eating the sandwich slightly off camera where you just couldn't see his mouth and the
Like, he can't read the room like a normal person.
sandwich, so it looks like he was going down for something, you know?
That's beads of moisture that came out of the sandwich onto my plate. So this thing is incredibly moist and juicy and full of flavor.
You're incredibly moist and juicy.
Of course, it's very juicy, full of flavor, moist, robust, full of tanginess. You know, all of the things the DSP describes every single food as.
Earn that tax write-off, Phil. Let's go, baby.
I like the bread because it's a harder on the outside side of bread. So it's easy to handle. But I do feel like if it wasn't delivered, see how it's soggy on the bottom? Basically, it got soggy on the bottom because I delivered it. I feel like if I got it fresh, it probably would have been much better. And
No shit, Phil.
nothing you can do about that. They're too far away from me to eat. I wouldn't even go there to eat. It's too far.
Isn't the outer side of the bread typically harder anyway because that's just how sub-sandwich bread works? And yes, of course your bread is going to be soggy on the bottom. You've got this big, juicy, robust, flavored style sandwich sitting in this cardboard sleeve for 40...
Yeah, that had to be driven to you for 40 minutes and change, and I'm sure it was there longer than that. I'm sure after it was made, the driver maybe wasn't there yet, so it had to sit there for a bit. Even if the driver was there, that long trip...
40 minutes while they delivered it to you. Even if it wasn't delivered and you went there yourself, if you let it sit in the sleeve long enough, of course it's going to be soggy. It's dripping and oozing everywhere. I really hope all of you are enjoying these words.
With some onion. Yeah, the bread is delicious.
We looked at the logs.
We looked at the logs.
Why does he talk about the sandwich like he talks about his 3-inch? He also smacks the food the same he smacks his... Yeah, listen to it, man, in his mouth. Like, dude, who eats a sandwich? Like, just chew.
It's got all kinds of flavor in the bread. Because it's...
And you know he's a loud eater because his mic is low. Usually. He doesn't properly put his gain up. So... You know how loud he must be eating for you to hear it?
Chewy on the outside, but kind of gooey on the inside because of all the condiments. I tasted some of the delicious onion. Yum. Let's keep going.
Thanks.
Let's keep going. Let's. Yeah, we're sharing the sandwich together like we're sharing Hassan Piker's Lamborghini. Let's keep going. Meaning, I'm going to take a bite and you're going to watch me.
For informing us that you were going to continue to eat the food that you bought and paid for. Oh, guys, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep eating this food. Sick, dude. Thanks, I guess. But again, he can't manage to eat in frame. He's eating slightly out of frame, which just is the worst look for him. Why does it look like that?
Yeah, it looks like he's sucking a dick. It does. It looks like he looks like he's deep throating somebody. Oh. It looks like he is sucking on a giant cock. Phil, you just make it too easy, man. You make it too fucking easy, bro. How's that dick, Phil? Tell me. Well, by that face, you love it. Oh, Phil, I have it down my throat, Burnell.
It's provolone. It's definitely melted provolone on the sandwich. And there's a sweetness to it. And again, I don't know if the sweetness is the condiments or maybe it's the ham, but it has an innate sweetness to it. That's very good. It's very tasty.
Why is he trying to dissect which flavors are coming from what ingredient? Why doesn't he just describe the sandwich as a whole and tell us whether or not he's enjoying it and then just continue to eat the food? I've never really understood this spectacle that he makes around the food that he eats, because he does always try and dissect where the flavors are coming from. I don't know if he just thinks it makes him sound smart or if it makes him sound like he's some sort of food connoisseur of some sort, but I just find it up.
I hope he gets Chris Chan on the Lol Cow podcast. I think the chances are slim. If he does, that would be awesome.
Noxious.
I have nothing to say.
And the provolone is actually a really strong provolone flavor, too. It's not a mild cheese. It's actually quite powerful in there.
It's not too often.
Yeah, it's not like that bullshit, like, American cheese provolone. It's just circular American cheese. It tastes no different.
And that you hear somebody describe cheese as powerful. And I apologize if this is...
No, pungent. He's right, though. Not powerful, pungent. It tastes like it came out of Action Bronson's taint. That's good. That's good provolone. That was a weird way to describe it.
Is not the most entertaining video that I've ever made, but we are watching a 41-year-old man eat a sandwich. We're really here more for the spectacle. And as sad as...
That's a good litmus test for quality provolone. Does it came like it taste out of Does it taste like it came out of Action Bronson's taint? Then it's good to go.
As it is to say, this is the most interesting that happened during his adpocalypse. All of those ads were boring as sin, and him eating this sandwich was pretty much the highlight.
It actually powers through the flavor of the meat. The one thing I would say...
Powers through the breasts. Let me see. Let me go to StreamLabs. Hey, Rich, thanks for the great content. Keep up the good work. Question, how do you think Phil's story ends and what that might happen? He's going to be 42 and no retirement. It feels like the YouTube well will dry up. He'll have to get like a job working at the post office or something, which probably would be better for him anyway. Todd Provolone is eating you. Putting your shit. Remember the whole saga with that years ago? I made up where you put your fingers after you wiped your ass without washing your hands in my provolone. I used to get pissed off at you. You bastard.
I don't taste at all is turkey. I taste the sweetness of the ham, and I taste the very savoriness of the roasted beef, but I don't really taste turkey on this sandwich at all. Maybe they just didn't put as much. Could be. But it tastes great. Like, I have no complaints right now.
Figure it out, Phil. Wait, no, 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 no. I'm just not going to say anything. Maybe the... Yeah, we'll watch that tomorrow. That's beautiful. That is... Oh, man. I'll leave it up for a minute because I'll get it on this. I'll get the screen cap.
Well, suffice it to say, I really like the sandwich.
I couldn't tell. You also eat like a frog catching a fly.
Well, DSP, I'm genuinely glad that you...
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm going to see that still image with Natsu saying birds. Because he changes it to a new Phil Stupidity image once every couple months.
enjoy the sandwich. I mean, you did pay for it. You did pay an exorbitant amount of money for it, so it's a good thing you like it. And I know I showed it on screen earlier, but if you were really wondering how much the DSP actually paid to have that sandwich DoorDash to him, they guesstimated it's about $50 just to get that sandwich. Yes, $50 for one sandwich to get DoorDash to his house. Somebody went on the DoorDash app, put in his exact order, and then came up with the total, and then he posted it to Ann so that Ann could show it off on stream. So just think about that the next time DSP's on stream crying poor and begging for more money and
That's what I'm saying. They are right about that, Phil. You're making it like you're living hand to mouth, but then you're doing fucking $50 sandwich orders. And if you made it your own business, but your brand is begging because you're poor, so people are going to pay attention to this stuff. This is your choice.
saying that he's not going to have enough to pay his two big bills. Just think about how he potentially spent $50 to eat one sandwich.
And to also sound like he's sucking dick.
You want to say something, DSP? People are going to start to think that maybe the video cut out or it paused itself or something. It's not
No, dude. With the sounds of him sounding like he's deep-throating a cock while he's eating a sandwich, we know things are well.
exactly like dead air is good content anyway. You should probably start talking.
Spawn Killers, I should have gotten chips. Thanks for the super chat.
This is another reason why I usually don't eat on stream. It's just so... Why? I mean, unless... I know there's those weird, like, Korean girls, South Korean girls that, like, dudes have fetishes for. Oh, yeah, eat 50 pounds of steak. Where do they shit that? They're like 100 pounds soaking wet, and they're eating, like... they're probably shitting as they're eating, so their stomach doesn't explode.
I have chips if I want them. I'm not going to want them. I know.
Jenny, I am not giving in to your fetishes.
Oh, big for it to have anything else with it. It's huge.
I mean, the chips would have been an additional $1.50 for that small bag, so I don't think that would have been worth it for DSP anyway. But he is aware that if the sandwich is really that large, he doesn't have to finish it, right? No one's forcing him to finish the sandwich. It is a foot-long sandwich.
Yeah, that weird mukbang shit. And there's most, I mean, there are the big ones, you know, large size, I mean. But most of them are, like, almost too skinny. Like, how, like, what are you, barfing afterwards? They have to be.
You know, and Ann pointed this out on his stream, so thank you, Ann, for pointing this out. I'll never be able to unsee it. And I'm going to do that exact same...
I'm not going to do 1 a.m. today. Hold that money for tomorrow. Because probably after the debate. Because Jay's only staying on for 2 hours for the debate. And then I'll do it tomorrow.
Thing to you guys. DSP does this weird thing when he eats where he, like, uses his tongue to push all of the food to the front and, like, rolls it over for some reason. So there's brief seconds...
Because tomorrow I have that debate and I want to be awake for it. Because if I end up staying late, it takes me longer to get to bed and then other things don't get done and it's a domino effect. So
where you can see all of the food just sticking out of his mouth. Just another strange thing that DSP does. Again, big ups for Ann for pointing that out.
You know, it's funny. The mustard is quite good, but I only taste it at, like, the very end of the sub.
wow. It's almost like most of the mustard just went there, and that's why that's happening. It's so weird, Phil. Man, that's a first for me. Ow, that hurt.
I didn't taste it anywhere in the middle of the sub, only at the very end. Like here. I taste it strongly on the butt end, but that's it.
Amazing insight, DSP. Thank you so much. Just a friendly reminder that this was the most exciting thing that happened during that entire event. Just a 41-year-old guy eating a sandwich.
His mouth is fine. He's just so fucking... But, like, in terms of, like, when he ate like that, like, That's how it should sound. Your mouth is closed. You're eating normally. You don't sound like you have a 14-inch cock that you're blowing. But then there he goes back to eating like Phil.
Wow. That's superbly good.
Superbly good. So good, in fact, that he thought that he should quit all of the other things that he was doing so that you could just sit there and watch him eat for an entire segment. Because
yeah, that's my other thing, too. You just want to sit there and watch me eat? Why? It's boring.
Lord knows that it's
I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm just going to... Like, no, dude, I'm good.
impossible.
Even if I had washboard abs and fucking pecs, I still wouldn't do it. It's just weird. Speaking of mukbang, Internet Anarchist got me watching Nikocado Avocado again. He's off the diet and is gain as much weight as possible goal again. He's going to end up fucking killing himself for drama and money, though. I knew that wasn't going to last.
To
There's too much money in the mukbangs.
watch ads while you also eat food. And anybody that says it's possible to watch stuff and eat food at the same time, you're getting sent to ban world.
All the meat tastes great, like deli meat, high quality
I kind of can't. I'll admit it.
deli meat, not like a, something that's refrigerated in the freezer or whatever, or something like fresh
I know Spawn Killer. He's in my streams.
cut at the deli. They packed it with meat. Like I said, my one negative there is that
I always see so many people. Phil, fuck you if you say that I have not helped your business. I see people becoming members that are here. I see people that are donating, which is fine. I don't have an issue with it. But you always make it like I am a bane to your existence, and I see receipts that say otherwise.
there wasn't enough turkey. I feel like there should have been more turkey, but it tasted amazing.
This guy cannot just say positive
Maybe we'll look into Nikocado Avocado tomorrow.
things. He has to include a negative every single time. The sandwich was apparently delicious. It was superb. But he just has to complain that there wasn't enough turkey on it. You've seen how much meat was on that sandwich. There was plenty enough meat, but there just wasn't enough turkey, dude. Come on.
And the condiments are good. The veggies taste fresh. The bread is really good. Having that thick cut.
I also think he over-explains it. Probably because, like I said, he's on the spectrum, but also the fact that he's like, all right, I have to make it seem like this is... So if I ever get audited.
And a harder outer level of bread.
You're a harder outer... You mean a crust, Phil. It had a crust.
Is incredibly good. It's not shitty bread like some of the other sandwich places have. And the sandwich is huge and loaded and packed. The one problem is the price. It's expensive.
Well, it's about on par with other sub-sandwich shops if you didn't get it DoorDash, DSP. But like I said, you can't be bothered to get your own food. You're already eating fast food, but you can't even be bothered to go get it. That's just sad. And look, if you DoorDash every once in a while, that's fine, but DSP, you're a notorious DoorDasher.
So you'd have to expect if you're going to get a big sub there, you're going to pay
He's a notorious DoorDasher that makes it like he can't keep his lights on tomorrow.
a lot of money. But as long as you're looking for a really good meal, I think you're going to get it there. And by the way, since my nose was tickling me, I have to blow my nose. I'll be right back, quick, and we'll continue.
Speaking of that tick,
Imagine he pulled the wings. That was the wings sneezed. He didn't mean it, wings. It's not like he did it on purpose, but he sneezed. And this giant, like, pendulum booger. Why do horses run on courses? It was just like, oh, it was one of the biggest boogers I ever seen.
in his throat. I wonder how much of that post-nasal drip went down his throat while he was eating that sandwich. Because he said before that anytime he eats, he's obviously got mucus running down the back of his throat. He loves his little green hors d'oeuvres.
Marvelous looking. Look at that. Now that's a cross section. You can see it pretty well there.
Wait, did we go backward?
Yeah,
No,
look at
wait,
that.
No.
It's finally away from the camera. Look at that. The only problem is it's soggy on the bottom because it's been sitting in this box for a long time to get here. But it looks good, right? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That is a giant sandwich.
Look at that
though.
cross-section. That's what's up, tubes. I don't know why, but for some...
Yeah, he doesn't... If you noticed in general, minus when he got sick again, he brought back the snorting to, I guess, like, woe is me. Oh, look, guys, I'm sick. But his snorting has diminished quite a bit. I mean, he made it, like, when he was diagnosed with post-nasal drip. Just alone saying that. Diagnosed with post-nasal drip. He made it like he had something terminal. Like, dude, okay, you have extra snot. You're going to be okay.
For some reason, the way he said that just reminded me of Cobra.
And the only thing I'm going to have
Yeah, it's a constant, dude.
later tonight, I'm going to have a piece of pie. That's it. Unless you guys get me drunk after this, which you very well could. I don't know. But,
That was a covert beg, ladies and gentlemen. That was a covert beg.
all right.
And this kept happening throughout the event as well. DSP was practically begging for people to make him take shots. He wanted to get drunk on stream.
Yeah, if you want to see me drunk and eat the rest of the sandwich, that sounds exciting. That sounds like definitely a financial incentive to give this man. If you want me to not talk for 30 minutes and then over-explain a sandwich at the same time.
Specifically used the word drunk there. Despite all of the times that he said that he wasn't gonna get shit-faced or sloshed on stream, he's asking to get drunk. Like, dude, you're a grown man. If you want to drink at your event on your stream, you can feel free to do that. Nobody's holding you back. But it's kind of sad that you're asking your audience
He's putting it behind a paywall.
to just give you money so that you can drink. Especially when you are...
Oh, I always bring that up, Albania. He swear I'm a recovering What recovering alcoholic? But again, this is why he won't. The one time he did an interview, look what happened with Side Scrollers. This is why he won't do interviews, because I would ask him, like, Phil, you always say you're a recovering alcoholic. Why do you do shots and then on top of it have financial incentives for your audience to make you drink alcohol when you're allegedly a recovering alcoholic? He would disconnect from the call right then and there.
already have the alcohol.
See, this is what I was afraid of. This half is soggy on the bottom because it was sitting there.
Oh my God, no shit. A sandwich sitting there with condiments in it and tomatoes that have contained water, the bottom gets soggy as it sits there longer?
What? No way.
In that container for a long time, and that's exactly what I was afraid was. When we looked at the logs, it's gonna happen. Now it's completely sogged up. It's gonna taste great, but it's mushy on the bottom, which really sucks. I'm glad I ate the other half first.
Well, you had that.
It's like a traumatic experience. Oh no, the bread is somewhat soggy on the bottom. Phil, it's over.
Fancy
Shut down your YouTube channel.
as paper plate, DSP. Why didn't you just take both halves of the sandwich out and put them both on the paper plate so it didn't continue to sit in there and get soggier? I mean, if you just took the time to think about things, you'd find yourself in a lot better of situations. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that if you don't want something to continue to suck up moisture, that you might want to remove it from where the moisture.
Well, it may not necessarily have been the delivery. It may have just been where you got the sushi from that there was the issue.
is.
Okay.
But you got to be careful with sushi in general.
I have to eat it like this over my lap. If I do it any other direction, it's going to go everywhere because it is completely mushy on the bottom. So honestly, I think the first half is going to be better than the second half.
And he's
Man.
pretty much just outright complaining about it now. DSP, you don't have to eat it if you don't want to. If you're really that perturbed about it being a little mushy, then just don't eat the goddamn thing. Don't nobody want to hear all of that. It's just a sandwich. Eat it or don't. Shut up.
But again,
Imagine tuning into this and enjoying this genuinely unironically. Like, God, I love that this man is just sitting here eating a sandwich and saying nothing to me. And if I say something that's remotely not about him or him eating the sandwich, he might ban me. God, Phil. And then you wonder why you have people dedicating to you. Renaming your router. It's not okay that they did that, but this is the stuff that triggers them.
I feel like it's not their fault. It's because they're so
No, it's not their fault, Phil. You got a sandwich delivered almost an hour away. What did you expect to not happen?
far away.
You meaning the person who did? Yeah, that's way over the line. Do World Order News. Like, no, man, keep it to YouTube. You know? Yeah, he's an idiot. Like, look, he's eating an entire sandwich and thinks we care about it for him to explain it, which in turn means that we do. In the ironic way, but here is Phil eating a sandwich and he expects us to want to watch the entire thing.
They were closer. We wouldn't have had time to soak in like this and become completely saturated.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
You just can't.
For those of you who haven't had bread before, who don't know how bread works, now you know. Thank you, Dr. Phil. Oh, that's pretty good. Did you shut my door? Yeah, without your balls, please. You need to stop ordering $650 sandwiches.
Can't be happy about anything, dude. The sandwich is good. He enjoyed eating it, and all of a sudden the second half is a little wet, and all he wants to do is
Oh, he's definitely the dude that when he goes to the grocery store, I said this a few streams ago, and like to a restaurant, he's like, they see him, and it's like, if he's a regular somewhere, that's like, oh, fuck. Here we go. He's going to find something to bitch about. And he does. You know, he proves it in his streams that he's like that.
complain about it. DSP, it's your own fault. You're the one who wanted to get it DoorDashed from 40 minutes away.
He's never going to use Rogaine. I can't wait for the a bald Phil arc to begin. Where he grows a big beard. He's going to look like ZZ Top. Breaking news. I am sad and confused. You've been flexing, too. I've seen Thoroughly Tickled Television. Mushy sounds like vagina in German. Now I'm going to have to look that up.
Okay. I have an interesting suggestion.
Oh, I'm at the edge of my seat, DSP. What do you got for us?
When it comes to sandwich bread, traditionally the top of sandwich bread is thicker, right?
The fuck are you talking about? You cut it down the middle. What is... Oh, jeez. Let's hear his conspiracy. Like, just go. You're Phil, so we know it's going to be something stupid.
And tougher than the bottom.
All right, I'm following you so far. The top bread is thicker than the bottom, yeah?
The bottom usually ends up a little bit thinner, I would say, right?
No.
Why?
No. You cut it down the middle.
Because that's typically how the bread is cut? What's the question?
When you stack things on sandwich bread, all the weight goes to the bottom. And the condiments go down because of gravity and soak the bottom. So if you know that the top of bread is tougher, when you make a sandwich
Yes, I will Turbo Express.
bread, why not bake it, cut it, flip it, and make the sandwich upside down?
So
He's definitely autistic. It's there's just no other way around it. The man is autistic. Who thinks of shit like this?
DSP's big idea is that instead of making a sandwich right side up, that you just flip it upside down. I mean, they could always just cut the bread in half a little higher than they usually do, that way that the bottom is thicker.
Which is what they usually do anyway. They don't cut it. All I see when people cut a sandwich, if you go to any shop, whether it's a chain or a regular deli, they just cut it in the fucking middle. Oh my god.
I don't know why that wasn't his first idea if his problem was how thick the bottom piece is. My real problem with this entire idea is that the texture becomes different once you flip the sandwich over. For example, have you ever eaten a burger where you flip the buns upside down when there was very clearly a top bun and a bottom bun? Just something about it is off. I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo, but for me, that's not gonna slide. I'm not letting that happen.
If my sandwich was made like this, it probably wouldn't be soaked. The whole bottom wouldn't be saturated right now and spongy and wet. It probably...
Phil, I'm looking at the fucking sandwich right now. Both the top and bottom are the same thickness, so it wouldn't have mattered. We're looking at it right now. If anything, the bottom looks a little bit thicker than the top. Why are we even... Who gives a fuck?
probably would be fine. Right?
No, I would have to say that you would still be wrong, because the top bun that then becomes the bottom bun is still going to be sat there in all of the juices and all of the moisture that's sitting in that cardboard sleeve. So it's still going to get soaked and soggy. I know that you think that you've done something here, you've big-brained your way into improving your sandwich, but that's just not the case.
I mean, yeah,
I don't...
yeah, maybe we'd have to get used to eating sandwiches upside down per our own understanding of them. But I think that would have... the sandwich would have come out much better that way. Right? I think it would have. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it was kind of just a nonsense idea, if you ask me. Not really something that needed.
That made zero. I think even Phil realizes that made 0 sense, but it was something to actually say to justify his tax write-off for the sandwich. That's why he's probably not that. That's probably why he's not frugal with the DoorDash. He's like, oh, it's all tax write-off. Here's my review of a hamburger. It's made with beef and cheese. Watch me eat it. Thanks, Phil. I've never seen someone eat a hamburger before. I am blown away by your meat eating skills.
To be thought through and figured out. How about just don't let your sandwich sit in a little cardboard sleeve for that long? Don't DoorDash from 40 minutes away. Problem solved, Bo.
He is right. He talked about it so long, it probably got soggier that way, too. You sat there staring at the box like you were showing it off like Vanna White, Phil. That's probably where a decent portion of the sogginess happened, Captain Moist.
So.
Because it tastes great, but it's all over my hands.
Yeah, well, that's what she said, too.
Firehouse subs, I recommend it. That is delicious, and I hope you enjoyed feasting with Phil. I'll see you all next time. Peace out. Whenever that may be. It may be several decades down the line, but whenever I come back for Feasting with Phil, I'll be back to talk more about Firehouse subs. All right? Thanks. See you guys later.
Why would it be decades until he does another Feasting with Phil? That's so stupid. Why would he even say that? He eats on camera every single event. Every single marathon that he does, he winds up eating on camera. So I'm 100% certain he's going to wind up eating.
Even when he doesn't do a marathon, he eats on camera. Because, again, it's cha-ching.
Eating something for his Christmas marathon.
He gets to eat what he wants. That's why it's never anything exciting.
Okay, guys. So here's the deal. Let me go get rid of this. Let me go wash up because my hands are completely saturated in this condiments. My face has it all over my beard. Seriously. And I guess I'll brush my teeth. I have onion in my mouth now, so I guess I'll probably brush my teeth.
DSP is such a sloppy bitch. He can't even eat a sandwich without having to basically take an entire shower to clean up afterwards. He's got this shit on his hands. It's all in his beard, all over his face.
Well, admittedly, if we're going to remain objective here, and I'm not being a straw man, you eat a sandwich like that, you're going to, and then the onion taste in your mouth. Even after brushing your teeth and using mouthwash, it's still going to taste like you bit an onion like a fucking apple.
And then he's got to brush his teeth afterwards because he's got onion flavoring in his mouth. Like anybody's going to be able to smell his breath through the microphone or through the camera. Just take care of that after the stream. Clean your hands up, clean your face up, and then come back to the stream. Quit giving people dead air. Quit walking away.
That is true. All right, he got me there. That's a valid point. You could brush your teeth thoroughly after the stream and not waste anyone's time.
From the camera for extended periods of time if you don't have to.
And then I'll come back and then we'll talk about, or maybe do a poll for what we want to do next. I'm okay with more ad reacting. I'm okay with Modern Warfare. I'm even okay with Street Fighter, whatever you guys want. We have about 2.5 to 3 hours. Let me go take care of that. I'll be back in like 5 minutes and then we'll continue. Thanks, guys. And by the way, if we hit $200 in tips, I'll take another shot. If you guys want to see me tipsy, I'm just saying. Okay.
You think about the Dentception here. He decries being poor. Then he shows himself getting a $50-something sandwich that he eats. Then begs for money through the fact that, hey, if you give me 50s, I'll take shots. But I'm a recovering alcoholic. Then again, this is the same man that takes a stance against Walmart, but avidly shops on Amazon all the time. Oh, God. All right, well, it's almost, let me prep. It's almost time. Like I said, I'm not going to do a, actually, I've been on for over 3 fucking hours. Because like I said, what's going on tomorrow, that should be a very interesting stream. I want to see how this guy justifies getting at least $20,000 a month. I think he's being conservative by literally stealing other people's content. Like, he makes XQC seem like a genius. Oh, dude, that was... I mean, he actually is a genius in a way. He's gaming the system in a whole new way. He calls it ethical clipping. How is it ethical clipping? I mean, they're not doing it to this. And I'm not talking shit. I love the clip channels of Phil. I guess you could argue the same thing with them too, but it's not on. They're not knowing. None of them. Not a soul of them are making that money. You know. Anyway, all right, guys. Yeah, it's been an awesome stream. The concurrent viewers, the attendance has been insane. I love it. Tomorrow night is going to be a legendary stream. I'd love to see how this guy justifies this. But if anything, have a good night. Enjoy watching Phil eat bread and explain it for 3 hours. I'm going to go and try to go to sleep, but probably fail miserably. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.